in a pinch and need a meal fast, turn to your local Super One Foods. Whether it be wings and dip for watching the big game, or simply a delicious healthy meal that's sure to satisfy even the picky eater in your family, we have you covered with convenient grab-and-go food options, all at the affordable prices you've come to expect. So leave the cooking to us and stop by your neighborhood Super One Foods, serving you lower prices and better choices.
With me today,
We're gonna have a good time.
you've convinced me. I'm ready to switch my account.
Oh my gosh! Specific answer.
They're learning quick.
Can we Google it?
Whatever.
Okay.
All business
He's a quick
assets.
study.
There's so many words I want to say. Be careful. It is a love story.
You bet it is.
Fair.
I wasn't done.
Ask the questions that you think are silly. Thank you for joining. Bye.
Welcome to the University of Wisconsin-Superior, known for top academics and a close-knit, supportive community in a region renowned for its natural beauty. Our campus sits just minutes from the western tip of Lake Superior, the largest freshwater lake in the world. It's a superior place to be. Come on, let me show you around. We'll start our tour here in the Yellow Jacket Union, the hub of campus. Here, students can study, play a game of pool, chill by the fireplace, or grab a bite to eat at one of our various dining options. Whatever you're hungry for, you'll find it here. The flags here represent our international students who make up 10% of our student body. At UW-Superior, you'll make friends from all around the world. Right outside the Yellow Jacket Union is the Quad, with our two oldest buildings, Old Main and Erlandson Hall, on the other side. When the weather's nice, you'll always see students hanging out here, studying, or meeting up with friends.
And now, I'm going to show you Swenson Hall, a popular place for students to come out and study. It's open 24 hours a day for those who get their best work done late at night. With a 14-to-1 student-to-teacher ratio, most of your classes will be in rooms like this, with professors that know you by name and are happy to work with you. Swenson is also home to our writing center and the new esports lab, where club and varsity gaming teams practice and compete, and students can enjoy open rec hours. Here we are in Barstow, home to our natural sciences department, where students participate in hands-on research alongside faculty. The Holden Fine Arts Building is home to our outstanding visual arts and music departments here on campus. Here you'll find art studios and galleries, and the Mannion Theater, a great place to catch a concert
banner. Outstanding.
Good job, computer.
Everybody, and welcome to Yellow Jacket Women's Hockey on 91.3 KUWS and Yellow Jacket TV. Alongside the big sound, Matt Johnson, I am John Garver. Apologies for the technical difficulties that we had leading up to this, but I guess at the end of the day, pregame show doesn't happen. That's all right. We're getting on before the puck drops.
Yeah, might as well just get right to it here. We had a 15-minute pregame we thought we were going to do, but no such luck. So we're just going to jump right in this game between the Yellow Jackets and UW-Eau Claire on a Tuesday night here, and all of a sudden snowy Superior.
Yes, snow over the weekend. Now it's got cold, so actually it's winter here. It feels more like hockey season every day. But at any rate, we're seconds away from the drop of the puck here at Westman Arena. Yellow Jackets will be defending the goal to our left. Anna Molson will get the starting goal for the Yellow Jackets here today. Making her 9th appearance on the season, she's 3-4-1, a 3.84 goals against average and an .885 save percentage. The opening faceoff has been conducted. Yellow Jackets win the draw and played in the Eau Claire zone. The Blue Golds come right back the other way. And a reminder, the opening faceoff tonight is sponsored by Barker's Island Inn, Northern Wisconsin's Island Getaway. Puck is down in the Yellow Jackets zone right now. Again, Jackets attacking from left to right here in the opening 20 minutes. Loose puck at the right side of the Yellow Jacket goal. Gets pushed all the way up to the left point where it's controlled by Kira Bolt. Bolt for Eau Claire sends it down behind the net. Ava Johansson cycles it out front. Yellow Jackets intercept. Ashton Parnell had it, then she was taken down. Yellow Jackets recover the puck. Darby Matson's pass at center is going to be intercepted. Yellow Jackets will commence a line change here while the Blue Golds will regroup inside their own blue line. Adrian Hansen turns it over in the neutral zone. Kaylin Garner retrieves it for the Yellow Jackets. Now Cora Coe coming up the right wing. She crosses the Eau Claire line. Coe on the right side. Nice pass back for Garner. Garner carries down to the right wing corner. Now she'll peel toward the boards before dropping it back down low. Coe's got a stick on it there, but now it's going to be picked up behind the net. And Ashley Wagenbach sends it back the other way for Eau Claire. Puck played down into the Yellow Jacket zone. Molson puts it right behind the net. On the stick of the Eau Claire player, and they score. Anna Molson turning it over behind the net. And it was picked up back there by Madison Krumholz, who centered it out front, and Lauren Bollinger was all alone, and it's 1-0.
Well, that didn't take any time at all. 1 minute, 23 seconds in this opening period. Unfortunately, it kind of mirrors the start the Yellow Jackets had against UW River Falls on Saturday, John, a game that I had here on the radio and on Yellow Jacket TV. And the rest of that game didn't go quite so well, so we'll see if they can rebound from this one. But Jackets got all turned around there. As Bollinger, like you said, wide open out in front. All she had to do was slide the puck into the net as Molson was out trying to cut down the angle on the wraparound attempt. Next thing you know, it's 1-0 in favor of Eau Claire.
One shot on goal here in the first period. It belongs to Eau Claire, and it went in the back of the net. So it's 1-0 Blue Golds here early in this opening period.
Lauren Bollinger. She got an assist from number 3, Madison Krumholz, and number 18, Ashley Wagenbach.
So Wagenbach also getting an assist on the goal. That has staked the Blue Golds to an early 1-0 lead. And I was in the interview I had with Coach Simon that I will play during the first intermission now. We talked about the importance of the early start and seeing the momentum that River Falls got on that goal just a minute 11 seconds in on Saturday, Matt, and Eau Claire following suit here tonight.
Yeah, this was just a mix-up by the Yellow Jackets. The goal by the Falcons on Saturday, that first goal in the first minute and 11 came from a low slot area, but either way, it's a poor start for the Yellow Jackets. Again, you can't have these kind of starts against ranked teams, especially not quite the same level of team UW-Eau Claire that UW River Falls is, but still, this is a ranked team. This is a top 15 squad, and you cannot afford to make early mistakes and get yourself in a hole early.
Puck tipped into the Yellow Jacket zone. Darby Matson puts it up the left wing boards. It kicks into the middle now. Gianna Lesh has it here for Eau Claire. Then it's going to be taken away from her by Matson. Matson tried to clear. That's going to be held in. Puck played back down into the right wing corner. Matson for the Yellow Jackets. Reps that one around behind the net. Comes up to Bryn McLean on the right wing board. She tried to chop it out of the zone. That's not going to go. Now it's going to be tipped back the other way to center. Puck driven right back into the Yellow Jacket zone once again. Matson's got it here. Up the middle for McLean, and she tips it down into the Eau Claire zone. Circling back is Quinn Hartmetz for Eau Claire. She'll wrap that around the right wing. Jess Eakins sends that one up the other way now across the Yellow Jacket line. A shot taken from the right circle by Maddie Halter, and the save is going to be made by Anna Molson, and it's going to come back the other way. Jackets dump it in. Picked up behind the Eau Claire net now. Rachel Merwald reverses it back the other way on the left wing boards. Greta Pioski had it for Eau Claire, then she is tied up. Comes back behind the Eau Claire net now. And Merwald starts it up the right wing, intercepted there by Kaylin Garner for the Yellow Jackets. Garner is going to play that one down behind the net to the right wing corner. Rotated back down low by Cora Coes. Regaining control here now. Eau Claire will come back to center with it here. Samantha Ban holds to center across the red line. She'll dump it in. She's 1-on-5 as the Blue Goals will change. Yellow Jackets pick up the loose puck. Rewerts her pass up the middle, intercepted. Rewert stays with it, got it to the line, but not out. Lesh now for Eau Claire. From the right wing, tried to center. That one gets blocked. Now at the left side, then a wraparound attempt by Bullard. That one's going to be broken up, and then Molson will drop down and cover up. And we're going to get a face-off coming up here in the Yellow Jacket zone. 15:52 to go here. First period, 1-0 Eau Claire.
The Yellow Jackets seem to settle down just a little bit here, get their feet under them a little bit. Talked about the importance of having a good start. Haven't had a good start to this one, but there's still plenty of time in the game. Just need to, like I said, settle in a little bit, get their feet under them, and see if they can get back into this game and get a goal over the next 5 or 6 minutes to try to get back to an even score up on the board here.
Andriacci for the Yellow Jackets try to carry that one up the left wing. That's not going to go. Comes back down behind the Yellow Jacket net now. Scooped up there by Steiner. Stacey Steiner is going to carry that one ahead. Steiner now across the Eau Claire line. Has it in the left circle, drops it off. Emma Booth with a shot. The stick save is made there by goaltender Tegan Swanson for the Blue Golds. Yellow Jackets get it back in the neutral zone. Booth on the right wing, sends it down into the Eau Claire zone. Picked up in front of the goal. Sam Moley plays that one ahead. It's tipped down into the Yellow Jacket zone behind the net. First one there, Taylor Marks. She'll wrap that hard around the right side. Eiley Dahl in the neutral zone couldn't handle it. Now there's a turnover. Jackets coming back the other way. Avery Olenek had it left circle, but a nice job on defense to break up the play. And the Blue Golds will come back. Matson intercepts the pass at center. Throws it across the right side, but then Darby Matson got in a step ahead of the play as Eiley Dahl had it on the right wing. The Jackets are going to be called for an offside.
Jackets coming to this contest 9-2, by the way, overall. 1-6 in the Waiakato. 3 of those losses came to the number one, furiously ranked number 1 team in the country, now down to number 2 in the polls, UW River Falls. Scheduling oddity, I talked about that in my broadcast on Saturday, John. I'm to play a team like River Falls 3 straight times.
Yeah.
Over about a 2-week period.
That doesn't help.
No.
That doesn't help things.
Coach Reese Simon was not happy with that schedule. Talked about that a little bit. It's the first time I've ever seen that happen. They've had to play that high level of competition, 3 straight games. The Jackets actually came in those 3 games with River Falls on a 5-game winning streak. And then had it snapped, of course, against a team that has went perfect 31-0-0 last year and won the national championship.
Right.
So,
you know, the interesting thing about that, too, is we were talking about the NPI, which is like the hockey version of
the RPI?
The RPI or the pairwise.
Yeah.
And as it stands right now, based on NPI, River Falls, who is the number 2 team in the country, the defending national champion, all of that, they wouldn't make the NCAA tournament field.
Oh, wow.
Based on where they are in the NPI.
I can tell you this much, just based on what I saw in the game that I did, that's a pretty darn good hockey team.
At center now for the Yellow Jackets, it's Swerhoon. She gets it for Parnell. I should say Swerhun. My apologies there. Learned in her 4th year that that's not how you say her last name.
I still got it wrong on Saturday, so after 3 years of...
At center for Eau Claire, Halter. Maddie Halter on the right side, sends it in. That comes off the end boards, hits the right side of the net, and ricochets right out of the stick of Steiner. She passes ahead on the right wing for Coes. Coase gives to Garner. Now back across for Anna Scherling going to the net, but that one's just out of her reach. Now Garner with a steal. Kaylin Garner for the Yellow Jackets on the left side. Cycles that one down low. It's going to be broken up, and that'll be cleared. It's going to come all the way down the ice. And the Yellow Jackets will win that foot race as Aislinn Carrick gets there ahead of the Eau Claire skater, and it's going to be an icing call on the Blue Goals. But yeah, that's the pitfall of not having an automatic qualifier. And basically the NPI, like the RPI, is supposed to take all the guesswork and subjectivity out of it. It's just, these are the teams that are getting in. You know, and it's kind of perilous that a team that has 2 or 3 losses on the year and is number 2 in the nation could conceivably not make the NCAA tournament.
And all 3 of their losses, by the way, I had a chance to look at this earlier, John. 2 of them against Gustavus Adolphus, and the other one against Adrian. So it's not like they've lost.
Eau Claire takes the shot from the top of the left circle. Glove save made by Anna Molson. She'll hold on.
So it's not like they've been losing to bad teams.
No,
I mean
that's just the way it works out. So we shall see how all that shakes out, because we're not broadcasting River Falls, so we need to talk about.
Yeah, I'm talking about that. That's an interesting concept.
It's just one of those anomalies.
Yeah.
Puck it down behind, behind the Yellow Jacket net. Darby Matson's got it there. And in her attempt to clear, it goes over the glass.
Well, taking it back to this game, I can only assume that Eau Claire would also be on the outside.
Correct.
Yeah, like I said, the pitfalls not having the AQ. On the men's side, they do have the AQ.
Yes. Yeah, on the men's side, you do have the AQ, and right now, the Yellow Jackets would be the only WIAC team getting in. It's a 14-team field, and the Yellow Jackets are actually 14th in the NPI.
Oh, so they're just in right now.
Yep. Yeah. Behind the Yellow Jacket net, Darby Matson has it there. She goes to clear, but that's going to be broken up. Comes down into the left wing corner. Ava Johansson for Eau Claire. Pinned to the end boards by Taylor Marks. Blue Goals pick up the puck, centering pass comes front. It's tips. A shot save is made by Molson right on the doorstep, and then she'll sprawl out and cover that one up. As Ava Johansson had a shot from point-blank range, and Molson made the save. Was able to sprawl out and cover before anybody could get the rebound.
Now Molson's been splitting time with Molly Black, who we saw on Saturday against River Falls. She had a good game. Faced 50 shots, made 43 saves. It didn't look as good as it probably could have, but she made a whole lot of very, very nice saves in that contest. And Coach Bree Salmon decided to go with Molson tonight here. Giving Molly Black a bit of a rest. She saw a lot of
And
stuff.
I asked her about that the pregame too. I mean, she's been platooning goaltenders for the bulk of the season, so not a surprise.
No.
Behind the Yellow Jacket net, Madison Krumholz for Eau Claire. She comes out with it, has it in the right circle, turns and fires. That's going to be deflected wide. Now the puck picked up by Lauren Bollinger. She's tied up along the boards by Rewerts. Parnell tried to carry it out of the zone. It's poke checked off her stick. Now in front of the net, Bollinger on the backhand. Bollinger fans on the shot. Lucy Drugas will pick up the loose puck for the Yellow Jackets. Delayed penalty call. It's going to be on the Blue Goals as they touch up now, and here comes the whistle. And the Yellow Jackets are going to get a power play here.
Good timing.
With 11:56 to go here in this opening period.
Yeah, Yellow Jackets will be first power play of the game. Shots 5-2 in favor of Eau Claire, although there really hasn't been any goal scoring opportunities since that opening goal by Ballinger in that first minute and 23 seconds. See what the Yellow Jackets can do on the power play here.
It's going to be Halter for a high stick at 8:04 of the opening period. Yellow Jackets on the power play 15.3% this season. They have scored 9 times in 59 opportunities. Back the other way now, shorthanded comes Eau Claire. Bandholz on the right wing is able to play it down behind the Yellow Jacket net. Scooped up there by Garner, and she'll head up ice. Garner for the Yellow Jackets across the red line. Over to the right wing, pass behind Emma Booth. She'll hit the brakes there and catch up to it. Now slides that one back over. Scherling left side. Up top, Cora Coe stick handles, fires. It's blocked in front. McLean picks it up on the right wing for the Yellow Jackets now. McLean has it taken off of her stick. And the Blue Goals will carry it back, get into the neutral zone, and send it all the way down. Coes will pick it up here for the Yellow Jackets and curl back behind her net as we pass the 9-minute mark of this first period. Yellow Jackets are trailing Eau Claire, 1-0. In the neutral zone, Andriachi on the left wing backs it up. Now Rewerts Her pass behind Andriachi. She gets a stick on it, pokes it ahead. Eau Claire breaks it up. Jackets get it back. Parnell over to the right wing for Hoops. The Yellow Jacket leading scorer works her way to the front of the net. Tried to center. And that one's not going to go. And it's going to be picked up and cleared all the way back down into Yellow Jacket territory. Just 30 seconds left here in the power play. As Parnell comes to center. Ahead for Hoops. She tips it in. Van Holtz chases it down for Eau Claire, wraps it around to the right side, and Hartmetz will clear. Rewerts for the Yellow Jackets will come all the way back behind her net. Ashton Parnell now. Passes that one ahead. Avery Olenek for the Jackets on the right wing. Crosses the Eau Claire line. Blue Golds tip it past the defense. Jackets able to hold the zone. Penalized player is back on. So the Jackets now 0 for 1 on the power play. On the right wing for Eau Claire is Lesh. He'll send it down low. Behind the net. Taken here by Rewerts. Passing that one ahead on the right wing for Eiley Dahl. She couldn't quite handle the pass, and Adrian Hansen for Eau Claire sends it back the other way. On the right wing, Ellie Anderson gets it across the Yellow Jacket line, but no further. And Eiley Dahl plays that one ahead. It's going to come the distance. Icing waved off, I guess. All right. Lesh up the left wing for Eau Claire across the Yellow Jacket line. Mishandles the puck in the left circle. Blue Golds will regain control here. Adrian Hansen carries into the high slot. Hansen now in the right circle. Drops it off up top for Moley, a long shot that catches traffic in front. And Molson will pull that one into the body and cover. And we're going to get a face-off here in the Yellow Jacket zone with exactly 9 minutes to play here in this opening period. Shots 5-2 favoring Eau Claire, and they have the 1-0 lead.
Very balanced offensive attack for Eau Claire. Don't really rely on one or two lines to score goals, John. They've got several players. As I look at their scoring numbers this season, they've got, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different players who have at least 5 goals. So this is the team that gets it done as a group offensively. The Yellow Jackets, Jenna Hoops, like you said, lead the way. 10 goals for the Yellow Jackets, 8 assists in her senior season.
75 goals on the year for Eau Claire in 20 games, so they're averaging 3.75 a game.
Don't give up many.
Yellow Jackets aren't far behind. They've 61, so they're over 3 goals a game. The difference being Eau Claire's given up 47 goals. The Yellow Jackets have given up 65.
It's one of those situations where I think with Eau Claire, they've always been a team doesn't score a ton of goals, but very good, very solid on their own end. Good goaltending usually.
Yeah, they're not going to give you anything.
No, they're going to make you beat them, and certainly that's been the case so far here. Shots still 5-2. Hasn't been a lot of offense so far, just the 1 goal. But Eau Claire playing very much the way they usually do, which is kind of keep you in your own end, make things tough through the neutral zone, and not give up too many shots on target.
Face-off will be to the left of Anna Molson. Blue Golds control the face-off. Wagenbach on the left side throws that off the outside of the goal. Yellow Jackets pick it up. Rewert sends it ahead. It hops over the stick of McLean and comes all the way down. And that's going to be an icing. The Yellow Jackets don't get any shots on goal on that power play that they had. And I was looking at the numbers here when I was looking at the power play percentage. Jackets coming into the game with 59 power plays. Their opponents have had 80.
Yeah.
That's a 21 power play discrepancy.
Yeah, and that's a lot.
That's one a game.
Yeah,
that's one a game.
Especially against good teams, you really got to stay out of the box. That's another thing we talked about, the fast start. You also got to be able to stay out of the penalty box, not give quality opposition too many manpower advantages. Otherwise, it's going to end up in the back of your net more often than not.
Lucy Drugas for the Jackets, turning it over in the slot. Halter now with a shot, and the save is made by Molson. Rebound to the left corner. Halter's going to get there first. She plays it into the high slot. Held in beautifully at the left point for Eau Claire by Wagenbach. But now she's going to be forced back out into the neutral zone, and she's going to draw a penalty as the Yellow Jackets' Kaylee Swerhan took her down in the neutral zone. So it's going to be a power play now for Eau Claire.
We were talking about just a moment ago, John. Try to stay on the box as much as possible. Eau Claire on the power play at 26.2%, so pretty good power play.
Yeah, they're good on special teams, 26.2 on the power play and 91.1 on the penalty kills. So special teams very, very solid for Eau Claire. Yellow Jackets on the penalty kill here are 78.7%. Krumholtz at the left point. Gets away from Hoops, carries it down behind the Yellow Jacket net, comes out the right side, sends it up top. Hartmetz takes a shot that's broken up in front of the net. Darby Matson corrals the puck, banks it off at the skate of Krumholtz. It goes right to Emma Booth. Booth now for the Jackets into the zone on the left wing. It's poked off her stick. Booth staying with it, however. Tried to push that one down to the left corner, but it's going to be broken up and cleared back into the neutral zone, and the Blue Golds have it. Puck gets past Darby Matson and into the Yellow Jacket zone. Krumholtz in the left circle takes the shot. Save is going to be made. No rebound there. Molson will hold on. Face-off coming with 1:16 in the minor penalty to Kaylee Swerhun. 7:30 to go here in this opening period. 1-0. Eau Claire with the lead.
Yellow Jackets did pot a shorthanded goal in that third period against UW River Falls on Saturday. So
Emma Booth.
Yep, it was correctly Emma Booth. Led that shorthanded charge up ice for the Yellow Jackets just a moment or two ago.
Anna Sherling for the Jackets pushes it down into the Eau Claire zone as there's now a minute left in the minor penalty to Kaylee Swerhun. Blue Golds exit from behind their net now and weaving through traffic, Wagenbach. Ashley Wagenbach across the Yellow Jacket line. Hit the brakes at the top of the right circle. Lost the puck, and the Yellow Jackets' Lucy Drugas will clear that all the way down the ice. Wagenbach for Wiltsey on the left wing. Kylie Wiltsey. Or Wiltz, excuse me. I had to check the pronunciation, and I was wrong. So apologies to the Wiltz family if you are tuned in today. Pass ahead at center is going to be out of the reach of Banholt to come all the way down. Icing waved off on the play. And the Yellow Jackets will send it all the way back down. Hartmetz picks it up and starts up the left wing with it here. Final seconds are going to tick off the penalty, so the Yellow Jacket PK holds as Swerhun comes out of the box, and now each team 0 for 1 on the power play. Shot from the top of the right circle taken by Adrian Hansen. His block penalty coming. This one's going to be on Eau Claire as they haul down Cora Coes. Extra skater on as the pass ahead hops over the stick of Swerhun. And the Yellow Jackets are going to go on the power play for the second time.
Adrian Hansen on a trip, I believe, John, is going to go to the box. The Yellow Jackets now with the second opportunity on the power play. Talk about Eau Claire being so good on both the power play and the PK, over 90%. Jackets couldn't even really gain the zone the first time around. Didn't get any shots off for Tegan Swanson's goal. We'll see if they can do a little bit better with the second power play advantage in this period.
14:03 the time of the penalty. Adrian Hansen for tripping. Yellow Jackets controlling the face-off. Parnell from the right point plays it deep. It comes back behind the net. The Blue Golds cleared up the left wing. Parnell holds. Sends it down for Swerhun in the right wing corner. She's upended. Puck comes up to the line and gets past Gabby Andriacci at the right point. Jackets forced to regroup. Maddie Rewerts leads the rush up the left wing, and she dumps it in. Nobody in a white sweater going after that dump in, however, and the Blue Golds will get there first and send it all the way down. Reminder, this power play is sponsored by Superior Water, Light, and Power. Puck carried ahead, now poke checked off Garner's stick. Wiltz across the Yellow Jacket line. Left circle takes the shot. It's tipped over the top of the net by Cora Coes. Now Garner's got the puck for the Yellow Jackets, and she starts it back the other way. Hits the brakes at the blue line. She'll back it up. Yellow Jackets will change some personnel here. Cora Coes has it as we pass the 15-minute mark of this first period. 1-0 Eau Claire. Booth on the left wing dumps it down into Eau Claire territory. It comes around behind the goal. First one there is Wiltz, and she'll get it back to neutral ice. Yellow Jackets again will regroup.
Having a hard time getting to the neutral zone against this aggressive forecheck here on this penalty kill by the Blue Golds. Same story as the first power play, John.
Anna Sherling across the Eau Claire line. Top of the circle, takes a shot that's deflected to the right corner. Now the puck loose. Booth. She's pinned to the boards, in there to help out Sherling. Bryn McLean also in there with 20 seconds left in the power play. Behind the Eau Claire goal, clearing attempt held in. Coes, left point, takes the shot. That's blocked in the slot. McLean turns and fires. That's tipped wide by the defense. So the Jackets do get a shooting opportunity. Eau Claire doing a great job getting in the shooting lanes.
Yeah,
Sherling,
room there.
Top of the left circle, over to the right circle for Parnell. She takes the shot. That one gets through, and the save is made by Swanson. Penalized player back on, so the Blue Golds have killed it. We're back to 5 skaters apiece.
Now, they do a really good job positionally, John. They really don't make any mistakes. Like you said, you have to really take the puck to them and be able to find the right pass at the right time. And right now, the Yellow Jackets on that, like I said, that aggressive penalty kill by the Blue Golds had all kinds of problems getting a shot on goal. Just one shot on goal for the first 2 power plays.
Loose puck at the right side of the Yellow Jacket net. Picked up there by Bollinger. She comes out with it, sends it in the slot. A shot tipped in front. The save is made by Molson. Rebound was there. Molson can't get it, and it's going to be poked wide. And we're going to get a penalty call here. I believe it's on the Yellow Jackets. And it's going to be a power play for Eau Claire. So
I think it's a checking call here.
Keep trading these power plays. It's going to be a roughing the call.
Roughing call, I guess. Let me take that one back.
Time of this one, 16:41. Penalized player Avery Olenek, second power play for Eau Claire. They are 0 for 1. One of those instances you don't really want to play with fire here. Nope. Puck in the right wing corner, Yellow Jacket zone. Ellie Anderson passes it behind the net now for Halter. Halter plays it up to the left point. Krumholz here for Eau Claire. Back to Halter on the half boards. Her pass down the wall is going to be intercepted by Matson. But Matson unable to clear as that one got caught up in traffic. Hartmetz at the left point. Feeds it into the slot. It goes off the stick of Ellie Anderson. Jackets go to clear, not out. Bollinger had it, then lost it now, and Cora Coe's back the other way shorthanded. Coe's across the Eau Claire line. Takes the shot from the left circle. Glove save is going to be made by Swanson. She'll hold on to it. And we're going to face off this time in the Eau Claire zone. 1:21 remaining in the minor penalty to Avery Olenek. 2:40 to play here in this opening period. 1-0 Eau Claire. Wagenbach for Eau Claire. Plays it over to the right side. Now all the way back over to the left for Wiltz across the line. Back up top for Wagenbach. She plays it to the front of the net. It's going to go right under the stick of Bandholz and end up behind the net. Now Moley on the right side. Up top, Wagenbach. That shot blocked. Second attempt from between the circles is going to be ticked wide. That shot by Bandholz. Left wing corner, Yellow Jacket zone. 45 left in the power play as they send it up top for Wagenbach. Her pass is going to be picked off. Kaylin Garner gets a stick on it and gets it into the neutral zone. Claire will scoop it up and come back the other way. Wagenbach across the line. Her shot's going to be missed wide to the left. Now it's picked up being taken behind the net by Wiltz. Kylie Wiltz all the way up to the right point with it. Gives it down for Wagenbach. Wagenbach up to the right point. Or now Wagenbach has it now. It's 15, or 16, not 18. Jackets break that one up, and Swerhun sends it all the way down. Out of the net, Swanson wraps that around the boards up the left wing, and it's tipped ahead at center by Johansson. Now Ellie Anderson for Eau Claire dumps it in. Penalized player back on, so the Jackets 2 for 2 on the penalty kill here in this opening period. You're a Bolt for Eau Claire. Played it down low. It comes back up to the point. Now Bolt again in the left circle. Sends that one down the boards. Centering attempt by Adrian Hansen broken up in front of the Yellow Jacket net. And we have under a minute to play here now in this opening period. Puck is dumped back down into the Yellow Jacket zone. Scooped up behind the net. Cora Coes will start it up the right wing and feed it ahead. Hoops gets around one, loses the puck at the Eau Claire line, and the Blue Golds will send it back the other way with Krumholz. Now she's relieved of the puck by Ashton Parnell. Puck played ahead on the left wing. Booth into the middle for Hoops. A lot of O's there.
Yeah.
This is Booth up the right way, or Hoops, excuse me. Hoops throws that one out front for Andriachi, broken up into the slot. Long shot taken by Steiner, and a glove save made by Swanson.
That might be the best look the Yellow Jackets have had all year.
I was just going to say that was probably the best opportunity they had. And probably the best shift they put together here, too.
Yeah, we're able to get it to the point. Steiner getting a good look at that one. Swanson caught leaning just a little bit. John was able to reach back with the glove hand and make the save.
Blue Golds take the face off, and Bullard's going to come back the other way. Ava Bullard dumping it into the Yellow Jacket zone. Behind the net, Steiner. Passes for Booth. Now up the middle, Andriachi. She gets around one, feeds it ahead for Jenna Hoops across the Eau Claire line. A long shot save made. Andriachi the rebound and a save by Swanson as the buzzer sounds, bringing the period to a close. And I have to say, I think Eau Claire dodged a bullet there, Matt, because Tegan Swanson didn't know where that puck was. And if there's a couple more seconds, I think the Jackets get that one and maybe pump it home.
Yeah, Hoops recognizing that there was only 2 or 3 seconds left in the period. John let the shot go. Rebound came right back up the low slot area, and Gabby Andriachi had a great look at it, let it go. Swanson made the save. That was the one where she didn't know where the puck was anymore and turned around, looked for it behind her. And if you're the Blue Golds, you're happy that the buzzer sounded just at that moment. In kind of a strange way, they end the period considering there wasn't much offense either way in that first 20 minutes, but the Yellow Jackets with a flurry there at the end. And we head into the intermission with a 1-0 lead for Eau Claire.
Yeah, their best hockey came in the last 90 seconds, so hopefully got something to build on there as they go to the locker room. 1-0 Eau Claire after one. We'll take a timeout and come back with the first intermission sponsored by Hovland Incorporated right after this. This is Yellow Jacket Hockey on 91.3 KUWS and Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the WIAC Network. Westman Arena, it's the first intermission sponsored by Hovland Incorporated. After 20 minutes of play here, the Yellow Jackets trailing UW-Eau Claire 1-0. Shots on goal favoring the Blue Golds at 9-6, but Matt, 4 of those 6 shots for the Yellow Jackets came in the final minutes after they came off the penalty kill. And the last probably 3 minutes, including the penalty kill, best hockey they played the whole period.
Yeah, the first 18 minutes, there really wasn't much going on for the Yellow Jackets on the offensive end. In fact, they were having a hard time just getting passes completed through the neutral zone. The Blue Golds had them wrapped up pretty good, and they were pretty tightly checking the Yellow Jackets in that opening period in between the blue lines, and there just wasn't a lot of room for the Yellow Jackets. And even when UWS did get into the zone, you talked about it in that period as well, closing down the passing lanes and closing down the shoot lanes really wasn't much for the Yellow Jackets to look at offensively. But that last, like you said, minute 30 to about 2 minutes of that period, the Yellow Jackets able to get 4 shots, 3 of them really high-quality shots.
Right.
And, you know, the Blue Golds just as close to being tied up right now, 1-1 after one.
It became 1-0 early, just a minute and 23 in. A little bit of a miscue behind the net, I think, by Anna Molson. She wasn't aware that there was somebody in a blue sweater that was bearing down on her and essentially put the puck right on the tape. And by the time she got back in the net, spun around a little bit, it ends up behind her.
Yeah, and unfortunately the Yellow Jackets got turned around on that as well. They were figuring, I think, on breaking out of the zone as Molson was going to play it up the boards. Unfortunately, like you said, the turnover happens behind the net, and there was no clear player, Lauren Ballinger, just standing all by her lonesome right in front of the goal, point-blank opportunity. Not really anything Molson could do after the puck was turned over. I mean, that was a wide-open net. Molson trying to get back, make up for the error on the turnover, and then slide over. There was just too much work for her to do on that play, and Ballinger's able to put it in the back of the net, and that was their only goal in the period.
5th of the year for Lauren Ballinger. Madison Krumholtz and Ashley Wagenbach had the assist. 1:23 into the period, and it's a 1-0 lead for the Blue Golds. Things get a little penalty heavy the rest of the way in that period, Matt, and a nice little rotation. Jackets get a power play, Eau Claire gets a power play, Jackets get a power play, Eau Claire gets a power play. And I think aside from that last shift, if there's something you can hang your hat on, is that your penalty kill shut down a really good power play in that first period.
Yeah, the Blue Gulls came in converting at about 26.2% on the power play. Yellow Jackets held them 0 for 2. Didn't really get in too many good looks even.
They only had one shot on
only
the
one
power
shot.
play.
The Yellow Jackets also had just one shot through their first 2. So both teams' penalty kills playing pretty well in that opening 20 minutes.
Penalties in the period, as we mentioned, 2 for 4 minutes on each team. Each team 0 for 2 on the power play. And if you're the Yellow Jackets, I think, honestly, you're feeling pretty good going into the locker room after 20. Based on how things started to where they finished, you got better as the period went on.
Yeah, it was a little bit, I think, of a struggle there in the middle parts of that period. Early portions, of course, Eau Claire gets the early goal. All of a sudden, you're back on your heels a little bit. You're saying, oh, my gosh, we're already down by a goal again after we wanted to have a good start. That didn't happen. And so now you have to get your feet under you. And the Yellow Jackets, I thought, kind of grew in the period, especially that last 2 minutes. That was a very good stretch there. Yellow Jackets got 3 really good shots on goal. Of course, that last one from Gabby Andriacci, probably on point-blank opportunity off the rebound from the shot from Jenna Hoops, the best look that they had the entire period. We said that earlier about a shot that Stacey Steiner had from the point. So, they seem to be growing into it a little bit here. We'll see if they can continue to build on that in the middle period.
It's 1-0 Eau Claire after 1. We'll take a quick timeout, and when we come back in this first intermission sponsored by Hovland Incorporated, we'll have what should have been a pregame conversation with Yellow Jacket head coach Bree Simon. Technical difficulties for the pregame, so we'll play it here during the first intermission right after this break. This is Yellow Jacket Hockey on 91.3 KUWS Superior and Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the WIAC Network. We're back on the Yellow Jacket Hockey pregame show, sponsored by National Bank of Commerce. It's Tuesday night. The Yellow Jackets back home to take on UW-Eau Claire in the home regular season finale for the Yellow Jackets here in 24-25. I'm John Garber, joined by Yellow Jacket head coach Bree Simon. And the face you just made right there, I'm trying to decide if that was a holy cow, it's already the end of the season and we're done with the home game, or what that was. But at any rate, this thing really did fly by this year.
Yeah, it did. That was that face. It was like, oh my gosh, it's our last home game, which is crazy. And yeah, it went by really fast, which is kind of sad also.
You got an opportunity to celebrate seniors on Saturday when River Falls was in town. We'll talk a little bit about that in a moment. But a class of 12. So obviously a lot of miles. They had a lot of games played here. They did make significant contributions to the program. Appropriate that you had the opportunity to celebrate those people.
Yeah, they're a big part of our team, obviously, half of our group. So I'm really happy that we got to celebrate them, guys, for sure.
Half your team. Interesting, because now, I mean, it makes the recruiting kind of daunting, doesn't it? I mean, hey, first-year head coach, welcome to the program. You're replacing half your team after year one. So how have you approached that, the recruiting piece of things, knowing that you have so many spots to fill?
Going at it with an open mind, but also a little stressful, having to fill that many spots. But I'm also hopeful because now I can kind of make it into my team and what I want in this next group of kids. So it's a slow process right now. I'm getting it done, but still have a lot more to go.
Let's talk a little bit about Saturday, a loss to UW River Falls, and it's been a tough stretch here because you get that team for 3 consecutive games, and obviously that's not an easy game for anybody to play. Your team has to have in 3 consecutive games. Tough stretch, capped with the loss on Saturday.
Yeah, it is what it is, right? You're playing the number 1 team in the country right now. 3 times in a row, also very difficult to do. Proud of our girls again just for going 60 minutes. That's all I wanted them to do the last couple of games. Going against them was just play 60 minutes hard, do what we can, and hopefully it can be semi-close. It wasn't close, but again, just proud of our group with what they did on Saturday.
They come in and they score a little over a minute into the game. A couple minutes later, it's 2-0. So they piled it on pretty quickly. But one of the cool aspects, I think, was all 4 of the points that were picked up by your team all came from that senior class.
Yeah, and usually it does, which is great. That's why I'm going to miss them because being an older group helps with games like that to know what you're going against, whereas some of the freshmen like our D kind of aren't used to the pace or games like that quite yet. So again, glad our group went out like they did, and hopefully we can keep it continuing too.
Certain aspects of that you want to build off of, certain aspects of it you want to just ball up and throw in the garbage can, obviously, when we go through a stretch like that. But it doesn't get any easier tonight. Now you got Eau Claire coming in, another nationally ranked team. So what do you pull out of that effort on Saturday and go, okay, we need more of this? Yeah,
just going hard again for another 60 solid minutes. We have to do that. We have to play aggressive tonight. We got to get more shots. We did not have nearly enough shots on Saturday, and we need shots to win hockey games, clearly. So it's just going to be that, and can we keep it out of our net as well?
Are you talking more shots on goal, or are you talking generating more shots?
Both. We got to possess the puck a little bit more. We don't create enough offense by throwing pucks or doing stuff like that right now, and we have to create some type of offense and then get shots on net and crashing net. That's kind of been our main focus the last couple of weeks in practice, was just can we create something, get to the net, pound on the goalie as much as we possibly can, get her a little shaky, and then hopefully we can be up by 2 earlier tonight too.
You played them twice already this year, so what do you pull out of the first 2 meetings and hope that you can have tonight?
A win. A win, and obviously, again, just going as hard as we can. I feel like we're going to see them again, hopefully in playoffs. Or again, seeing River Falls in playoffs, one of the two. I mainly want them to be scared to play us and not reversed. So that's what kind of the name of the game is tonight.
River Falls kind of showed on Saturday, hey, that early goal can be a really big thing. So obviously the start here tonight, really, really important. One, not to fall behind early, but it'd be nice to get that early lead.
Yeah, for sure. Anybody would. It's kind of a race to 3 as I always think of it, but I don't tell them that because then it gets in their head. But it's usually a race to 3, or who can score that first one to get that momentum going or get that first jump. And again, I hope it's us tonight, but otherwise, if it's not, can we be resilient and come back and hopefully keep it as close as possible?
Well, if they're listening to this after the fact, you just told them it's a race to 3, so now everybody knows race to 3 here tonight. You've been platooning goaltenders all year long, so who goes tonight?
Anna's going tonight. I think this is going to be a big game for her. Wanted to see how she can do going into Stevens Point. So we'll see what happens.
Thanks a lot, Coach. Good luck.
Thank you.
It's Yellow Jacket head coach Bree Simon, and just a delightful interview. I called her out in the first one because I asked her a question about final home game of the regular season, and she starts making this face at me, and it's okay, is that a holy cow, the season's almost over kind of face? Is it wow, that went really fast kind of face, or what was it? So I enjoy interviewing her, calling her out a little bit once in a while.
She's she's a young coach. She's in her first year as a head coach. She's learning quite a bit, I think, about being a head coach. I mean, she talked about that a little bit on the podcast we had with her, all the different things that go into being a head coach, not just the X's and O's of the game. and managing your players. But there's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes that people don't know about. And, for her, one of the things that I found out about her is that she's very, very blunt. She's very straightforward. She'll tell you exactly what she thinks.
I love it.
Yeah, and that's one of those things as a broadcaster, this as do I. Anytime you can get a coach that's going to tell you exactly what they think and how they feel about it, makes for a much better interview experience.
Absolutely.
Because you can get some real answers out of them, and Bree certainly has not shied away from any questions this year, either whether you've been asking them or I've been asking them. So, I think all in all, for her first year out, she's definitely put her mark on the program already. 12 seniors, though, that's going to be a lot to replace.
That's why when she brought that up that way she did, it's like, okay, that's a really daunting recruiting task.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it like she said, it gives you that chance to kind of put your stamp on the program a little bit and bring in the players that you want to build the program the way you want it to function.
Yeah, I mean, in the game against River Falls, that I was here for that one. They had moments where they competed quite well.
Mm-hmm.
But there were other times, of course, where they let down a little bit. And when against a team like River Falls, that's hard to overcome that. And it's kind of the same story with Eau Claire. They're two different teams in their styles.
Right.
River Falls likes to skate. They like to get out. They're going to try to pump as many shots on goal as possible. Eau Claire more of a positional kind of strategic team. Not going to really explode on you offensively very often, but they are a team that makes it difficult for you. So the Yellow Jackets seeing both ends of the spectrum right now in terms of top teams in the WIAC and seeing how they can adapt to the two different styles that those two teams bring.
It's unfortunate for them, too, that they kind of got roped into this schedule where you've got 4 straight games like this, against these nationally ranked teams. But at the same time, coming out of this, you've got 4 games left after tonight, and 2 of them are against the team that is ahead of you in the standings. Look at the WIAC standings right now, and it's not pretty. You're looking at the Yellow Jackets going, okay, you're 1-6 and you have 3 points.
Yeah.
Not good.
Right.
But they have games at hand on everybody else in the conference,
right?
Heading into tonight.
Well, Stevens Point is a team that they've already beaten this year.
They beat them once.
Yeah,
you had the first game between the two. They probably should have won that game too.
Yep. And I shot the Pointers heavily in that first game, even when they lost by a goal. So
right.
There's going to be opportunities for wins there for sure. But again, this is where you kind of got to grit your teeth, play full 60 minutes, and if you can get a result, great. It gives you more momentum. But the season certainly has a lot still for the Yellow Jackets to play for.
Yeah. So they got 4 games left after tonight. That's 12 points in the standings. 3 more here. There's 15 points still up for grabs. Plenty of time for the Yellow Jackets to climb out of that slot that they're in the standings. Meanwhile, back the other way. Quick shot off the faceoff taken here by Bryn McLean. And the save is going to be made by Swanson. Yellow Jackets going right to left here and had a great opportunity off the opening faceoff here of this second period. In the neutral zone now. The puck controlled by the Yellow Jackets. They back it up. Haley Marks up the right side. It's blocked. She'll slide it back over to the left for Matson. Quickly up the left wing. And Kaylee Swerhun tips that one down into the Eau Claire zone. You're a bolt now for Eau Claire. Passes ahead at center. Intercepted by Matson. She'll bank that off the boards and send it back in. Puck is picked up and got to the line. Not out. Drugas a shot. Stick save made by Swanson. Sherling picks up the loose puck in the left wing corner. She's going to slide that one over to the right wing side. It's going to be tipped away from Kaylin Garner. Now Garner back down the boards. That's not going to go, and it's cleared back to neutral ice by Eau Claire. Jackets quickly back on the attack. Garner up the left wing, a long shot. Swanson with the glove save, and she'll hold on to it. And we'll get a face-off coming here in Eau Claire territory. 18:51 to go second period. 1-0 Eau Claire. Yellow Jackets picking up where they left off in the first, Matt.
Yeah, a little jump in their step here to begin the second 20 minutes, John. 3 shots on goal in the first minute, 9 seconds for the Yellow Jackets. And we'll see if they can continue that momentum. Again, that's a direct carryover from the end of that first period when they got those 4 shots over the last minute 30.
So basically in the last 2.5 minutes of gameplay here, 7 shots on net for the Yellow Jackets. Clearing attempt is going to get to neutral ice. Drugas couldn't quite knock it down, and the Blue Golds back the other way. Halter across the Yellow Jacket line, right circle, tried to center. That gets blocked by Maddie Rewerts. Now the puck picked up behind the Yellow Jacket net. This is Sherling. She'll flip that one ahead to neutral. Goes off the stick of Cora Coes. Blue Golds pick it up, and Wagenbach moves that one ahead. Now it's going to be played back. Boley for Eau Claire, passes it up the right wing. It's cleared. Drugas intercepts at center. She'll take it on the backhand and flip it to the right corner. Boley back behind the net. Check that's not Boley, that's Wagenbach. She'll bank it off the glass on the right wing. Picked up at center by Krumholtz. She dumps it into the Yellow Jacket zone. Aislinn Carrick picks it up for the Jackets. Passes it ahead for Booth. Booth now for Jenna Hoops across the Eau Claire line. Hoops driving into the net. She gets knocked down. Play continues on.
Jacket bench went on a penalty on
and
that
I don't
one,
blame them because she got body position and was taking it to the net. She got knocked down. I'm guessing they're going to say she was falling down on her own, therefore no penalty call. Puck is cleared back to neutral ice. Taken there by Steiner for the Yellow Jackets. She'll dump it back in. Now Hoops forces the turnover behind the net. Blue Golds get it back. They clear it up the left wing side, and Lesh for Eau Claire sends it the other way. That's going to come all the way down, and it'll be icing on the Blue Golds.
So the Jackets maintaining that jump in their step here, John. They put a lot more pressure on. Clearly some adjustments made by Coach Bree Simon and the staff in between periods here. The Jackets came out a little slow, a little sluggish in that first 5 to 10 minutes, but have really picked it up since then. Shots remain dead even at 9 apiece.
Conversation happening at the Yellow Jacket bench right now. Bree Simon conversing with one of the officials, just inquiring about why that was not a penalty, I'm assuming.
That'd be my guess as well.
Blue Golds win the face-off. They're going to send that all the way down. And apparently no icing. You got to be kidding me. That's an icing call. All right, now they are going to call it. The linesman, I mean, that was clearly icing.
That was only 10 seconds late, John.
I know. The linesman had the arm up the whole time, and then the official that was in the lead of that whole thing never blew the play dead.
Now they're all having conversations here, trying to figure out what went wrong
there.
Well,
there's no conversation to be had. That's an icing call. Unless they're going to rule that the Yellow Jackets didn't put enough effort into going back to get that puck. But
well, and that's where that call, waving it off, sometimes can be a little bit subjective.
But that absolutely is an icing call.
Yeah, it was
There's not a lot of protestation coming from the Eau Claire bench either.
No.
So everybody in the building except for one official apparently knew that was icing.
I wasn't quite sure if they knew what was going on there, John. Like I said, somebody just didn't blow the whistle.
Puck played it to the Yellow Jacket blue line. Eiley Dahl had it there for a moment. Then she loses the handle on it. Darby Matson gets it back for the Yellow Jackets. Played it for Avery Olenek on the left wing. Taken away. Banholtz now for Eau Claire. Into the Yellow Jacket zone. Throws that one right through the blue paint. Comes to Dahl on the right wing, and she'll play it out to neutral ice. Now Dahl for the Yellow Jackets. They have a 3-on-1 the other way. Dahl, but a nice play by the defense to break that up as Rachel Merwald stepped into it. Broke up the play. Jackets very much offside right now and have to tag up. And they do. And they recover the loose puck at center. Ashton Parnell for Swerhun, but that one hops past her. Now Parnell following the play, picks it up. On the right wing, Swerhun. The puck comes down into the right wing corner. Now behind the Eau Claire net. Jackets able to break that one up. Puck played up to the line, but Rewerts was outside the blue line, so she'll dump it back in. Blue Golds right back out. Drugas for the Jackets up the left wing. Swerhun tipped to the middle now, Parnell. Parnell carries into the Eau Claire zone, has it poke checked off her stick. Eau Claire player loses the lumber. Uses the feet very well, however, and is able to get that to neutral ice. Jackets will dump it back in. Merwald for Eau Claire. Passes ahead, Jackets break it up. In the center circle, it's Parnell. She fires it in. The Yellow Jackets will change as the Blue Golds send it up the right wing. Now it's Lesh. Lesh dumps it down behind the Yellow Jacket net, picked up there by Steiner. Steiner has it taken away from her. Puck comes to the right point, and it's going to be poked out of the zone by Cora Coase. That would have gone the distance, but the stick that was laying there stops the icing from happening. Blue Golds take control of it now and clear it to center. Ellie Anderson on the left wing. Takes it down to the left corner. Tried to take it to the net. Jackets able to break that one up as Carrick got in the way. All the way back to the right side, Anderson again. Passes it over to the left wing corner for Johansson. She's knocked off the play by Steiner. Into the high slot now. Banholtz for Eau Claire takes the shot that misses over the top of the goal. In the right circle for Eau Claire. Puck taken there by Hansen. She loses the handle on it. It'll roll in on goal. Molson will cover. And we'll get a face-off here in the Yellow Jacket zone. 14:31 to go here, second period. 1-0 Eau Claire.
Blue Golds still without a shot in this period, John. Shot still 3-0 in favor of the Yellow Jackets. A lot of play in the neutral zone right now. But I think a lot of that has to do with the fact the Yellow Jackets kind of giving Eau Claire a dose of their own medicine here in this middle period.
A little bit, yeah. As I'm looking at this, Eau Claire hasn't had a shot in a while.
Yeah, they haven't had one good 5 or 6 minutes now of game time.
I mean, in this period, but you can go back even to probably, that late power play they had. It was probably the last time they had a shot. So you're going on 8-9 minutes here.
Now with a shot on goal.
And famous last words there as they win the face-off, and Krumholtz walks into the slot and fires in on goal.
Nice job by Molson, though, to make the save there. She had a clean look at that one, no traffic in front of her. You would hope she'd be able to make that save 10 out of 10 times.
Puck is loose in the right circle now, Yellow Jacket zone. Andriachi for the Jackets. Throws that one ahead, penalty coming. They're going to get the Emma Booth there for slashing the stick out of the defender's hands. You're going to get called on that every single time, and the Blue Golds are heading back to the power play.
Try to get to the point. Quinn Hartmetz had these, like I said, the stick was literally slashed out of her hand by Emma Booth. So now Eau Claire goes to their third power play. Jackets have performed well so far here on the penalty kill. Just one shot given up to the first two.
Yeah, but I don't like to tempt.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. They've done well so far. See if they can continue it here.
Moley in the right circle up top. Wagenbach fakes the shot, dishes it off now to the left circle. Wiltz with the shot there. The save is made by Molson. Puck ends up to the left side of the net. Blue Golds will dig it loose. Quickly they play it up top. Moley, right circle, walks, fires, and the save is made by Molson. Rebound picked up by Wiltz on the left wing. She passes behind the net for Bullard. Ava Bullard for Eau Claire, quickly up to the left point. Over to the right point, Moley. Now Wagenbach in the middle. Left circle, Wiltz walks, fires, and misses high and wide. At the right point, Moley holds the zone. She'll dump it back down behind the net. Now to the right side of the net. Van Holtz feeds that one up top. A long shot by Moley is going to be stopped and held by Molson. Minute 11 left in the minor penalty to Emma Booth. 13:24 to go in a rapidly moving second period. Eau Claire leading 1-0.
3 shots in this power play so far for the Blue Golds.
So I'm guessing that was a directive between periods that if they're going to give us power plays, let us get some shots on goal, please.
Yeah, put the puck toward the net, please, as the old saying goes.
On the left wing now for Eau Claire, Maddie Holter. Tied up by Darby Matson, left corner. Holter gets free. Passes it up top to the left point. Oh, that looked like it snuck out over the line, but the linesman says not so fast. Puck stays in the zone. Hartmetz at the right point. For Bollinger on the right boards. Down to the right corner, Anderson.
Oh, no.
He gets knocked down. Penalty coming on the Yellow Jackets.
Cora Kozak's going to go.
You can't do that.
Yeah.
You can't take the body in that situation, so you're going to have a 5-on-3 here now for Eau Claire. As they're going to get Cora Koz for body checking, I'm assuming will be the call.
Well, and you were talking about tempting fate here, John. This is really undangling that carrot out in front of the hockey gods, if you would venture to go that direction with the description. It's took her right into the boards on that. Now a 5-on-3 here. 39 seconds of 5-on-3, by the way.
7:09 of the second period. The time goes for body checking. 5-on-3 here as Eau Claire controls the face-off. Anderson in the right wing corner. Gives it to Bollinger on the half board. Up top, Hartmetz walks it to the middle now. Some nifty switcheroo up at the line by the Blue Golds, and they come right down the slot. Bollinger from the right side, they score. The switcheroo in the neutral zone worked, as that really opened things up, and a nice passing play by the Blue Golds. Second of the night for Bollinger, it's 2-0.
Bollinger on the goal, like I said, nifty bit of movement there from the Blue Golds on the 5-on-3. Like I said, the switcheroo from the left and right point. Bollinger comes in, snaps a shot under the crossbar to make it now 2-0, and that was just a well-designed play there.
It really was.
Yeah.
And I was kind of wondering what in the world are they doing there? Well, scoring a goal basically. And they do it on the front end too, so the first penalty comes off the board now, and they remain on the power play.
Yeah, another minute 35 left on the power play.
Wagenbach up the right wing, carries into Yellow Jacket territory. Hoops wanted to clear, but couldn't get it around the player that had fallen down. Blue Goals regain control. Wagenbach now over to Wiltz, left circle. Wiltz gives it off to the left side of the net. Shot Molson to save. Big rebound up the slot. Jackets can't clear it out. Wiltz now up top. Wagenbach one-timer. She whiffs on it. And the Jackets are going to pick it up and clear.
She got an assist from number 17, Quinn Hartzmetz, and number 3, Madison Krumholtz.
So Krumholtz and Hartzmetz the assist on that power play goal by Bollinger, her second of the game. It's 2-0 Eau Claire. Jackets send it the distance. Blue Goals will regroup and be forced to go 200 feet. 45 seconds left in the power play here. Is carrying it ahead on the right wing, Krumholtz. She crosses the Yellow Jacket line, works it to the middle, takes the shot, blocked by Steiner. Puck held in the zone by Hartmetz. Over for Bollinger, right circle, back down low. Feeds it out front for Bollinger again as they try to run the give and go. Garner intercepts for the Jackets, and she'll send it all the way back down the ice. Behind the Eau Claire net now. Quinn Hartmetz starts up the right side and passes it ahead. Tipped into the Yellow Jacket zone by Halter. Steiner picks it up behind the goal. Throws that one ahead on the left. It's going to come out to neutral ice and down to the Eau Claire line. Penalized player back on. We're back to 5-on-5, but the Blue Golds made that one hurt. In the right wing corner, Parnell centers. It's tipped up to the line. Drugas walks, fires, blocked. Drugas stays with it, carries down to the left wing corner of the Eau Claire zone. Needed a little bit of support there. She didn't get it. She was outnumbered, and Eau Claire will come out with the puck. Halter on the right wing, dumps it in. Puck comes around behind the Yellow Jacket net. Parnell battling away for it. Jackets do have numbers down in that corner, but they couldn't work the puck free. Blue Golds come out with it. Left circle now, Bullard. Tries to go behind the net. Parnell takes that path away. The puck comes free. Bandholz picks it up for Eau Claire on the right wing. As we pass the 10-minute mark of this second period, 2-0, Eau Claire's got the lead.
Well, John, and we talked about how you cannot make those kind of mistakes. The Yellow Jackets unfortunately made 2 mistakes right in a row, and that was all the Blue Golds needed. And again, there's those little things you cannot do against top opposition if you want to get a win. You can't make mistakes like that, and unfortunately the Yellow Jackets finding that out firsthand on that last power play.
Jackets called for icing, so the face-off will come all the way back down.
And it really is a momentum killer, too, because you had played really well for the first 5 minutes of the period.
Yeah, you were controlling things for long stretches of play in the beginning stages of the second period. Then you go put them on the power play. They score on it, and they've had the last 6 shots on goal, and the bulk of the last 6 minutes have been in
on
the ice to our right.
Yep, exactly. And 2-man advantage. They score right away off that. They keep the pressure on with the second power play. The Yellow Jackets able to finally kill that one off, but the damage, like I said, was done.
In the neutral zone, the Blue Golds take control, and they dump it down into Yellow Jacket territory. Comes back behind the net, up the right wing for McLean, into the middle for Ashton Parnell. Parnell now up the right wing, carries it across the Eau Claire line. Parnell right circle. Now behind the net, tried to center out front for Garner, but it was blocked. Garner for the Yellow Jackets. Sends it over to the right side. Garner down along the end boards. I think the Jackets are going to get called for a hand pass there, as Garner had gotten knocked down and wasn't being allowed to get back on her feet.
Garner, not the tallest of players. She's about, 5'3", I guess. And
diminutive, if you will.
Yes, and Kylie Wiltz was kind of standing over. I wouldn't say it was an aggressive standover, but just enough.
Anyway, well, she was making sure she couldn't get up without crossing the line enough to be called for holding or anything like that.
So we'll see kind of words of inspiration here the Yellow Jackets have on their bench as we've reached the timeout here, period number 2, 8:51 remaining.
And a reminder that if you can't get enough of the Yellow Jackets, then tune into Eye of the Swarm, the official podcast of the Yellow Jacket Athletics. Join him and me,
us too,
throughout the year as we sit down with the Yellow Jacket student athletes, coaches, and other guests. Eye of the Swarm available on Yellow Jacket TV, UWSYellowJackets.com/podcasts, Spotify, iTunes, or anywhere else you might get yourself a podcast.
You can get yourself a podcast.
Latest episode dropped this morning, or yesterday. Dropped yesterday.
Men's tennis.
Talking tennis?
Yep. Crazy that we're in tennis season already. It's crazy. I mean, we talked about it that day, but it still is just.
I was chatting with Mark Fleischer, the PA announcer, here before the game, and he said, "Can you believe it's February?" And because it's kind of hitting that mode for him. He's just sick of hockey now. Because he does
so many games.
He does like 20 games a week. So he's just sick of it at this point.
Just flies by. The time just continues to fly right by us here.
Jackets control the neutral zone face-off, and it'll be dumped in by Marks. Comes around to the left wing side. Sherling got it there and centered. Nobody home for the Jackets, and Eau Claire will clear. Garner on the left wing, tips it to the middle, out of the reach of Sherling. Clearing attempt picked off. Garner, high slot, as it swept off her stick. Comes down to the left corner, back up top, left point Matson. She'll send it deep. Puck comes off the end boards. Picked up there by Wagenbach, and she'll play it ahead. Ban holds for Eau Claire. Carries to center, across the red line. She dumps it in. Now the Jackets pick it up. Matson plays it to center. It's going to hop the stick of the defense. Booth picks it up behind the net. Emma Booth for the Jackets. Carries it out the right side. Now she'll curl it back. Booth wanted to go up to the right point for Rewerts. It was picked off. Then Coe's got it back for the Jackets, and she'll backhand it to the right corner. Eau Claire regaining control now. They play that one around the boards. It's going to be held in again this time at the left side. Booth again. Tried to get it deep, but it's going to be broken up. Blue Gold's back on the attack. Drugas breaks it up at the blue line, and we're going to get a whistle and an offside call on UW-Eau Claire. 7:35 remaining here, second period. The Yellow Jackets trailing Eau Claire 2-0. Lauren Bollinger, both goals for UW-Eau Claire. One at even strength early in the first, and one on the power play in the middle stages of the second.
Taking a claim to be our #1 star at this point. We'll see.
A lot of hockey left, Matt.
There's a lot of hockey left. I'll just say she's taking an early claim.
In the Eau Claire zone. Booth tried to throw that one down to the right corner. It's going to be intercepted. Eau Claire back the other way. Wiltz dumps it into the Yellow Jacket zone. Krumholtz picks that one up on the left side. Now a steal behind the net, and it's taken by Drugas. She'll throw that one ahead to center. Hoping to spring Jenna Hoops behind the D, but Wagenbach takes it back the other way. Wagenbach splits the D, goes to the backhanded shot, and the save is made by Molson.
50 stick work there by Wagenbach.
Blue Golds get it right back. Now the Jackets with the steal. Avery Olenek carries to center. Floats that one into the Eau Claire zone, and Swanson uses the blocker to guide it to the left corner. Now Wagenbach behind the net. Passes it over for Moley on the right wing. Puck quickly moved up the right wing boards, and Ava Bullard for Eau Claire dumps it into the Yellow Jacket zone. Banholtz comes out with the puck for the Blue Golds. Now she'll cycle it back down low for Lesh. Lesh drops it off for Bullard. Now she takes the shot left circle, and that one beat Molson but hit the post. And we stay at 2-0. Now Bullard centers from behind the net. It's broken up, and then it's going to trickle in toward the goal. Covered up there by Molson. And we'll take the face-off here in Yellow Jacket territory.
Shots have been coming in bunches in this game, John. Eau Claire had 9 of the first 11, then the Yellow Jackets 7 in a row at one point, and now it's 8 in a row for Eau Claire. I had it all up, and it's 17-9 in shots in favor of the Blue Golds.
A lot of streaks. Face-off controlled by the Yellow Jackets. They come to center. Across the line now, Parnell. She mishandles. Jackets got away with an interference penalty earlier on the shift, and that kind of opened up the lane for Parnell. Puck kicks up the left board. Taken here by the Blue Golds, and they're going to chip it out to center. Jackets get it back, however. Marks at her own line. Gives to Andriacci. She'll cross the red and dump it into the Eau Claire zone. 5.5 minutes to go here, second period, 2-0 Eau Claire. Swerhun in neutral ice. Penalty coming on the Yellow Jackets.
It's going to be Parnell.
They're going to get Ashton Parnell.
Came in from behind on Kara Burke. And again, just a mental error there by the Yellow Jackets.
It's one of those unnecessary penalties, you know.
Yeah, just
the officials are talking here right now. Because my question is, are they going to call 2?
they probably could.
They could there, but they're only going to call the 1. It's going to be interference on Parnell. 5th power play coming for Eau Claire. They are 1 for 4 so far.
And this is about as close to a must-kill for the Yellow Jackets as you can get at this point in the game, John. Only 9 shots, and we have played almost 35 full minutes now.
Face-off controlled here by Eau Claire. It's played over into the left circle. Now up top, Wagenbach the one-timer. That whistles wide of the mark. Behind the Yellow Jacket net, Bullard comes out with it, feeds Wiltz in the left circle, and that shot's going to miss wide. Moley on the right wing, sends it behind the Yellow Jacket net, taken there by Bullard. Over to Wiltz, left circle, a shot. That's stopped by Molson. Rebound back behind the Yellow Jacket net. Bullard again. Carries left corner. Watched there by Rewerts. Wiltz on the left board. Back down low for Bullard. Bullard, Rewerts tie up along the boards. Bullard sends it up top. Wagenbach left point. Now over to the right wing side. Moley back up top. Wagenbach wrist shot through traffic, and the save is made by Molson. No rebound there. And we'll get a face-off in the Yellow Jacket zone with 1:09 to go in the minor penalty to Ashton Parnell. 4:28 remaining here in the second. It's 2-0 Eau Claire. Now the puck gets past the defense. Hartmetz couldn't get a stick on it. Swerhun giving chase, but Hartmetz using the body very well, not allowing the speedy Swerhun to get around her. Now in the neutral zone, the Yellow Jackets get it back again. Darby Matson throws that one up the boards. It's broken up. Swerhun in there as well as they battle in front of the penalty bench. Blue Golds come away with it, and Holter carries it across the Yellow Jacket line. Maddie Holter down to the right corner. Carries behind the net. Holter now left wing corner. All the way up to the blue line. Little interference at the line, but the Blue Golds are going to come out with it. A shot taken from the left circle by Hartmetz misses high. 25 left in the power play as the puck comes along the right wing boards. Hartmetz at the right point now. Slides over for Krumholtz. She'll walk it down left circle. The shot gets through and a stick save made by Molson. Puck comes to the front of the net, and the Yellow Jackets are going to come back the other way with it here. It's Darby Matson. She tried to dump it in and whiffed on it. It's loose at the red line. Broken up nicely there by Swerhun, and she'll kick it down into the Eau Claire zone. Final seconds tick off the penalty as Parnell comes out of the box. And we're back to 5-on-5. Krumholtz for Eau Claire in the Yellow Jacket zone, loses the puck. Drugas plays that one ahead, but then a very fortunate line change for Eau Claire. The timing of that was perfect, allowed them to break up that rush. Puck stays in the zone.
And kind of lost in this, John, is Hannah Molson's been pretty good in goal tonight.
Yeah.
Giving up just the 2 goals. Save percentage of over 90% thus far, or approaching 90%. Yeah, she's trying to keep the Yellow Jackets in here.
Doing everything she can.
Yeah.
Puck down left wing corner, Yellow Jacket zone as we pass the 17-minute mark of the third period, or second period rather, 2-0 Eau Claire. Jackets able to clear it out to center. Booth giving chase, slides it ahead for Booth. Puck comes back down behind the Eau Claire net now, and it's going to be taken by Vetter. She gets it to the line, not out. Held in at the right point by Rewerts. Now the puck taken backward by Wiltz. She'll fire that one up the right side. Drugas holds the zone, but only for a moment. Now she gets it back. Tried to play it to the front of the net, looking for Garner going to the goal, but that's broken up. Garner, left corner, tried to center block. Into the slot. Booth with a shot, and she just misses that one wide. Good bounce for the Jackets there, but Emma Booth rips it wide of the goal. Now Rewerts, right point, walks and fires. That's tipped over the top of the net. As in the first period, Jackets put on a push here late in the second. Penalty coming. It's going to be on Eau Claire as they're going to get a call for taking down, I believe, Kaylin Garner in the left wing corner. And a much-needed power play coming here for the Yellow Jackets.
And that was a nice little bit of tackling there, John. Kind of a wrestling move, I would say, on that one. See what the ultimate call ends up being here.
to call holding.
Pretty good takedown.
As going to the boxes, Matilde Vetter. Third power play for the Yellow Jackets here tonight. They are 0 for 2. And this is one of those moments where your power play has to come to play. You need your
you
power
have to
play.
have.
You haven't had a shot on goal here in probably about 12 minutes. Power play needs to come through.
Talked about the must kill. This is almost a must score, you would think. I mean, maybe not quite at that dire yet, but boy, you got to create at least something here.
Garner throws it into the slot for Bryn McLean, who got flattened. And the puck's going to be played all the way down the ice. I thought that was checking.
Would go. Yeah, I mean, there have been a couple each way that the officials have let go tonight. I definitely could have been called.
They stepped into her and took away a scoring opportunity. That should be a penalty call. Meanwhile, back at the ranch on the right wing, Sherling dumps it down into the Eau Claire zone. First one there, Krumholtz. It's played back around now on the right side. Garner into the slot. The shot taken by McLean is stopped. And then they come in and take exception to Emma Booth taking a swipe at that loose puck. No further fouls coming.
Yeah, Madison Krumholtz not happy with Booth. Looking for the rebound there. Swanson, who hasn't had a whole lot to do in this period since that opening 5 minutes.
And that was just the fourth shot on net of the period for the Yellow Jackets. And like I said, the first one in about 12 minutes.
Yeah, long time since the Jackets put one on goal.
Eau Claire wins the ensuing face-off and rifles it all the way down the ice. Behind the net. Rewerts will come out with it. A minute to go on the power play. About 5 seconds difference between penalty clock and play clock. Up the right wing. Parnell sends it into the Eau Claire zone. Andriacci giving chase to help out. Blue Golds get it. Krumholtz to clear it. Pops up in the air. Parnell battling for it. Hoops in there as well, but the Blue Golds are going to clear, and that's going to go up into the Yellow Jacket bench. And we got a face-off inside the Eau Claire zone. 44 seconds left in the power play for the Yellow Jackets. 49 seconds to go here in this second period. 2-0 Eau Claire.
One of those draws that you desperately want to win here if the Yellow Jackets get it back to the point. Andriacci taking it for UWS, especially with Parnell and Rewerts at the point, but the Blue Golds able to win the draw, and then they're going to send it the length here.
Blue Golds have won 26 faceoffs to 14 for the Yellow Jackets, so almost a 2-1 edge.
That's a big number.
That's a big number in the faceoff circle, and it's coming at inopportune times, too. Parnell at center, tried to weave through the traffic, had it poked off her stick. Rewerts follows it up. Takes a long shot, it's stopped. Rebound played ahead by the goaltender Swanson. Jackets got a shot away, but that was it. It comes to the line and comes out. The Jackets will be called for the offside.
Yeah. Parnell went down over in front of the Yellow Jacket bench, couldn't tag back up. Andriacci went down, and now we're going to have a two-player advantage here for the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, penalty on Eau Claire. Time of this one, 1941. I did not see the indication, Matt, did you?
I did not. It's Kira Bolt either way, but now the Jackets.
Very key juncture of the game for the Jackets here. Clearing attempt held in by Coase. Cora Coase in the high slot, takes the shot, it gets blocked. Back the other way now comes Eau Claire. Vanholtz up the right wing. Jackets break that one up. And that's going to do it here for this second period as the buzzer sounds.
A lot of special teams tonight, John. And I know Eau Claire with that impressive both power play and penalty kill. And honestly, that's probably the biggest reason why they're up in this game. They have been really good on the penalty kill. We talked about that all year, 92% or thereabouts. And they've also had 5 power plays through 2 periods. Just can't give up that many power play opportunities to a team that scores 1 in every 4.
Well, yeah, that's just it. You know, I mean, it's bad enough to take the penalties in that situation, but it's the timing of it too. And where the Yellow Jackets got bitten was when they took 2 in consecutive penalties and went 5 on 3.
Yeah, for 39 seconds. It didn't take them that long, obviously, to score, but those, again, we talked about those little mistakes. That's what the Yellow Jackets are getting bit by right now, those little mistakes. And right now they're going to head into the third period in a 2-goal hold here.
2 periods in the books here at Westman Arena in Superior. Yellow Jackets trailing 2-0. We'll take a timeout and come back with our second intermission, sponsored by Hovland Incorporated right after this. This is Yellow Jacket Hockey on 91.3 KUWS Superior and Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the WIAC Network. We're back at Westman Arena. It's the second intermission sponsored by Hovland Incorporated. And after 40, Yellow Jackets trailing UW-Eau Claire 2-0. And 1 goal each period, Matt, for the Blue Goals. They score one early in the first. They score one midway through the second period, maybe in the first half of the period. But good start to the second period for the Yellow Jackets. Penalties derailed it, and they had a really hard time getting things back on track after
That's
that.
perfectly said. That's exactly what happened in that period. Came out, we talked about how they came out at the end of the last, about 2 minutes or so of that first period. Good energy, created a couple of really good looks on goal, and you felt like if they could continue that over in the beginning of the second period, they might have something going, and then they did exactly that. It came out in the first 5 minutes, were very much buzzing on the offensive end of the ice, got some good looks on in goal, and we're kind of keeping the Blue Goals bottled up a little bit through the neutral zone and in their own end, but then the penalties started to creep up, and that really switched the momentum in that second period.
Yeah, the penalties came up. The Jackets took the first 3 penalties in the period, so Eau Claire had 3 consecutive power plays to start the second period. 2 of them in quick succession. 1 of them ends up in the back of the net.
Yeah, and it was one of those situations where it was just a mental mistake, I think. A couple of mental mistakes there on those penalties by the Yellow Jackets. And you give a team like Eau Claire, a team that converts over 25% of the time on the power play, that many opportunities, you got to figure they're going to score 1. And it actually was a really well-designed 5-on-3.
It really was.
Yeah, it was a thing of beauty. The 3-way passing play was spot on, and Lauren Ballinger gets the goal. What was the time on that one? I got to look.
7:26.
7:26, her second of the game, and it was one of those, again, they, like you said, they switched up the point players, switched up positions, came around, and then...
Well, they actually came out of the zone.
Yeah.
You know, she's holding the puck up just inside the blue line, and the players up on the top, on the flanks, came out and crisscrossed.
Yep.
And then they got themselves on their forehands, and boom, boom, a couple quick passes across, got everybody moving.
Yep, and Ballinger was wide open, back post. All she had to do was put it in the back, and that ended up roofing it under the crossbar, but it was a really well-designed 5-on-3 by Eau Claire. They're just really well-schooled. That's one of the things you always see with Eau Claire, very well coached. You know, they're not a team that races up and down the ice and creates tons of scoring opportunities, generally speaking, but just so well coached. They understand what they're trying to do. The movement was really good on that play, and Ballinger ended up making it 2-0. And from there, like I said, the Yellow Jackets really struggled to get their footing back under them.
Yeah, and Eau Claire, to their credit, they kept the foot on the gas a little bit, and they forced the Yellow Jackets into a stretch of probably 13, 14 minutes without a shot on net.
Yeah, and it's been a game where the shots have come in bunches.
Yep.
For the both teams. I mean, we talked about it. Eau Claire, 9 of the first 11 shots in period number 1. The Yellow Jackets come back, get the next 7 on goal, 9 apiece, and then the Blue Goals come back. They get 10 in a row.
Right.
At one point, and now the Yellow Jackets and the Blue Goals this time going 2 for 2 in the last 4 shots that were taken. You add it up, and it's 21-11, the shots advantage for Eau Claire. But it's been one of those games where the shots have come in bunches both ways.
And if you listen to the pregame interview with head coach Bree Simon, she talked about shots. And I said, are you talking shots attempted? You talking shots on goal? She said both.
Yeah.
And you look at everything through 2 periods. She's not getting what she wanted here. Only 17 shots attempted by the Yellow Jackets through 40 minutes. Only 11 on net.
Yeah, only 11 on net. Really haven't tested Tegan Swanson all that much, other than that one spell at the end of the first and beginning of the second. It has been pretty much very comfortable for Tegan Swanson back on her own goal. And Eau Claire, like you said, once they got their footing under them a little bit more in that period, those penalties started mounting for the Yellow Jackets. 5 power plays for the Blue Goals through 2 periods. That's a huge number in this game, especially in a 2-goal game. Because right now you're sitting at all those power plays, the difference between being down by 1 and being down by 2 going to the third.
Shots on goal in the second period. Eau Claire had 12 for a 2-period total of 21. Yellow Jackets had 5 for a 2-period total of 11. Penalties in the game so far. The Yellow Jackets have been whistled 5 times for 10 minutes. Eau Claire 4 times for 8 minutes. On the power play, Jackets 0 for 4. Eau Claire is 1 for 5 and 9 shots on goal, 8 of them in the second period when they had the power play.
Yeah, those first 2 power plays that Eau Claire had in the first period didn't generate a whole lot of anything, just 1 shot. But those last 3, like I said, 8 shots and a goal in there, and they could have had more. Anna Molson doing a really good job keeping the Yellow Jackets in this one right now. She's made some nice saves, especially in that second period during those power plays. But, yeah, the Yellow Jackets this period stay out of the box. Got to get more pucks toward the net, though. That's imperative now, down by 2.
19 saves so far for Anna Molson through 2 periods of play. At the other end, just 11 for Tegan Swanson. And like you said, she was kind of at the lonely end of the rink in the second period.
Yeah, the ice definitely tilted that last 15 minutes or so. We'll see if the Jacks can tilt it back a little bit here. But, yeah, that was definitely a very comfortable last 15 minutes of that period for Tegan Swanson. Got to make life a little more difficult for her in that third.
It's our second intermission, sponsored by Hovland Incorporated. Eau Claire has a 2-0 lead over the Yellow Jackets after 40. We'll take a break and come back with more of our intermission programming right after this. This is Yellow Jacket Hockey on 91.3 KUWS Superior and Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the WIAC Network. Westman Arena, just under 6 minutes away from the start of the third period. Yellow Jackets trailing Eau Claire 2-0. It's a great tune. That's a great guitar riff. For anybody who's on the TV side, you didn't get a chance to hear that on the radio side. Yeah, that's Queen. Legendary Brian May, who has a a very unique guitar tone, if you will, and that's a rocker. I like that one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's a banger, as some of them say. I mean,
yes,
that's a good one. But at any rate, another period of hockey coming up here, and next sports broadcast tomorrow.
Tomorrow, yeah, I have a doubleheader with.
Let's talk about it.
Men's and women's basketball back home taking on Northwestern. 2 games, 2 very big games, by the way. They're both very important games. I think more so probably for the men than for the women. The women are in a good spot right now. Haven't played great their last 2 games, but got wins on the road, so you'll take it. The men have been a little bit of a seesaw right now. They're going up and down, up and down, up and down. Need to find a little bit of that consistency, especially with the UMAC playoffs coming up. Over the next couple of weeks, hopefully they are in the playoffs. It's a logjam right now on the men's side. So
it's what, a 4-way tie?
Yeah, and only the top 4 make it. So it's a very
one of those 4 isn't.
Yeah, one of those 4 isn't going to get in. So it's going to be one of those things where these next about 4, 5, 6 games that are left in the regular season really going to be important.
Yeah, they're all huge.
Yeah, all the games. I mean, every one of them is going to be an important indicator where they're going. And Northwestern's playing good ball right now on the men's side.
And they're in first place, correct?
They are.
They are.
And to be honest, what I've seen thus far, they're probably the best team in the conference I've seen so far this season. The Yellow Jackets played an okay game down there the first time, lost because Northwestern shot the ball incredibly well, especially from beyond the arc, which they normally do in that building. They're really good at home shooting the basketball. And the Yellow Jacket women seem to save their best, meanwhile, for Northwestern. They seem to play their best when Northwestern is around, whether it's at the Mertz or down there. Yellow Jackets beat them down there, scored 31 points in the fourth quarter to come from behind and win the first time those 2 teams met. So there's going to be a couple of tough games tomorrow for sure.
Yeah, and there's 2 teams in Northwestern, too, both of them very well coached.
Yes. I mean, they've had very stable coaching staffs there. Tim Groves on the men's side has been there for I don't even know how many years. 20 plus, I think.
Yeah, he's over 20 years.
Yeah, and then Aaron Call, who has been on the women's side, he's coached them there for a very, very long time as well. So very stable coaching staffs, and Northwestern a team that's always, or a school that's always had very good basketball on both sides. So, it's going to be a big challenge tomorrow for the Yellow Jackets. And then Martin Luther coming up this weekend. That isn't going to be easy either, especially on the women's side.
Yeah, that's a big game for them because the Yellow Jacket women can get some redemption
for
the loss that they suffered down in New Ulm here a few weeks back. And the women, they got some help.
They did get some help.
They've taken care of their own business, and they got a little bit of help. Martin Luther's lost a couple now, so they're in first place by themselves.
They are. They're a game up in everybody else right now. In first place all by their lonesome. And the positive thing for the Yellow Jacket women, they've played most of their tough road games already.
Yep.
And so that's good. They have one more, I would say, probably pretty tough road game coming up against Minnesota Morris down the road.
That's not an easy place to play.
No, but they played at Bethany. They've played at Northwestern. They've played at Martin Luther now. They've only got one loss. They're 7-1. The one loss was to Martin Luther, who's come back to earth a little bit now these last couple of weeks. So, I mean, if you're the Yellow Jacket women, you feel good about your position, but you also know you need to pick up your play for the next couple of weeks because this week and the next week is going to be very, very key as to whether you're going to be able to defend your conference crown from last year.
So the men tip off tomorrow 5:30. Great game show 5:15.
Yep.
Women are on the schedule to go at 7:15, but probably it'll be somewhere between 7:30.
Yeah, it's a kind of a bizarre setup. I've always been a little bit the hour and 45-minute interval in between.
I don't like it because it always looks like we're starting late then.
Yeah, it does, and it's. I mean that those second games of doubleheaders are always tentative start times. I think everybody understands that, but it just doesn't feel right at 7:15. Just push it back to 7:30, and we can go then.
So you'll have both of those games.
I will.
And then
men's hockey
on Friday. They'll be on the road at UW Stout, and they just continue to stack up points.
They do. They're doing what they need to do to get wins. And I mean, you and I talked about this. That Hobbs Ice Arena has not been kind to them over the years. It's pretty kind of them this last weekend. They won 2 games down there, so they.
It was kind of them, but it was kind of funny because they.
Well, I saw the first game. I did not see the second game, so maybe you can update me.
And I mean, I said it on the air in the post game on Saturday. I feel like they got outplayed both games.
Okay.
I felt like Eau Claire deserved better. They're just having that year where you're not going to get the better that you probably deserve.
Right.
And Coach McKenna said in the pregame on Saturday that he told Matty Lone, the head coach at Eau Claire, sorry, because we stole 3 points from you on Friday. And
I know he wasn't particularly pleased.
He
with
wasn't,
Friday.
and I haven't had a chance to debrief with him from Saturday, but he probably feels a lot the same way. But at the same time, you look at it and go, you know what? No, you don't have to apologize.
No.
It's hard winning in the WIAC.
Well,
so you don't owe an apology to anybody for stealing points.
If there's a team that has not had things go their way in that regard, in games like that in the past, it's been the Yellow Jacket men.
Yeah,
so,
and between them and between Eau Claire and Stevens Point, just the most bizarre and random things always seem to happen to take them out of a lead or cough one up. So I hope they don't feel bad about it, but they got 2 huge games coming up this weekend on the road at Stout.
Not an easy place to play either.
It's not, and they're
in your favorite building.
Yes, yes.
The Finetti.
Get the long johns out. But it's
well, you'll have a bird's eye view of everything. I can tell you that.
I'll be right on top of the action, no doubt about that. But these are 2 really crucial games for them, and they have an opportunity to keep that separation they have from the pack right now, and basically solidify a top 2 spot going into the final weekend. So, lots of great sports broadcasts coming your way. Keep it locked on 91.3. Jackets win the opening face-off of the third period and dump it in. They are on the power play here. This power play sponsored by Superior Water, Light, and Power. Puck is played up to the line. Bouncing puck comes up top. That's going to be broken up and sent all the way down, and the Yellow Jackets are going to be forced to regroup. And, real quick, hey, good night, Teddy. Hope you sleep well. I'll see you in the morning, buddy. Love you. Wanted to make sure I threw that out there. Puck gets to the Eau Claire line where it's going to be broken up and sent all the way back down by Moley. Yellow Jackets will pick it up with Parnell. Ashton Parnell.
This is the setup that has been giving the Yellow Jackets trouble on the power play all night. With the 1 forechecking forward and the 3 clogging up the neutral zone.
Parnell across the line, left circle, a shot, and a save is made by Swanson. She kicks it to the left corner. Now the puck's going to be worked free, gets up to the line, and the Blue Golds will send it all the way down. So, they're willing to give you a little something to get that 1 shot, but that's all you're getting.
Yeah, and they very much want you to dump in and then have to chase it. And then they figure they can beat you to the puck and probably clear the zone.
Along the end boards, Krumholtz doing a great job down there. Now Banholt's in to help out. Her pass is going to be intercepted. Emma Booth back the other way, up the right wing, across the Eau Claire line. Booth into the right circle, tried to drive it to the net, but that pass was blocked, and it's going to get past Kaylin Garner on the right wing and come all the way back down. Yellow Jackets forced to regroup again. Now from behind the net, Cora Coes for the Jackets. Coes passes it ahead on the left wing, Sherling. Sherling across the line, gets upended. Play continuing on. Probably a penalty, but at the same time, you've had the last 2, so I don't foresee them putting the arm up again in that instance.
There's been a lot of special teams play tonight. We talked about that, John. 9 combined power plays now between the 2 teams.
Penalty has expired, so we're back to 5 skaters apiece. Jackets 0 for 4 with the power play here. It's dumped back down into Yellow Jacket territory. Garner picks it up. She overskates the puck. Blue Golds will take it now, pass it behind the Yellow Jacket net. Adrian Hansen on the right wing sends it back down behind the goal. Garner there for the Jackets. She'll leave it along the wall, and it's taken here by Coes. Now she's going to curl back. So Claire just kind of keep pushing the Jackets deeper and deeper, and they got nowhere left to go. Now Garner's pass, tipped not once but twice. It comes to Dahl. Eiley Dahl across the line. Dahl on the right wing, lugs it down to the corner. Tried to go behind the net, but she's dislodged from the puck. Blue Golds take it back, and they're going to chip that one ahead. Hansen now. Adrian Hansen up the right wing. Goes to dump that one in and fires it up into the bench, and we're going to get a neutral zone face-off here with 17-19 to play in the third period. 2-0 Eau Claire. You are stuck in the 80s folder, aren't you? Little Billy Idol.
Nothing wrong with that.
No. Makes me realize I didn't have the crowd mics turned on so nobody could hear. So it just makes it seem like I'm talking to some random person about Billy Idol. At the right point, a shot through traffic taken by Marks is going to be gloved and held. And we're going to face off once again here in Eau Claire territory.
Tegan Swanson still pitching the shutout, John, with 13 stops thus far.
A lot of time left, but at the same time, because the Jackets have had such a hard time generating offense, they need to pop one here pretty quick. Marks from center sends it into the Eau Claire zone. Booth giving chase. She picks it up on the left wing boards. Now it's taken away from her. Door flies open, and there's a stoppage in play. That's a new one.
Yeah, I haven't seen that this year.
I mean, I'll take that over the hole in the boards that we had a couple of weeks ago for the men's game.
Yeah, that ended up delaying things for a lengthy amount of time.
I was running out of material. Running out of material on that one. But
strange things happen.
I'm assuming in that scrum, somebody leaned on top of the door and pushed the button.
Yeah, I'm guessing that's exactly what happened on that one. All of a sudden, the door was open. And
Blue Gold's controlling the face-off now, and they'll get it to the line, but Matson holds. Does come out into the neutral zone here. And the Blue Golds come back on the attack. Van holds on the right, sends it behind the net. Lesh there for Eau Claire. Stripped of the puck by Matson. Matson tried to carry it out of the zone, but it's not going to go. Now behind the Yellow Jacket net, Marks around the left wing side. That's not going to leave the zone. Eventually Olenek does get it to neutral ice, but the Blue Golds are going to dump it right back in as we near the 4-minute mark of the third period. 2-0 Eau Claire.
And the Jackets need to find some sort of offense here, John, over the next 3 or 4, maybe even 5 minutes. Like I said, they're gonna now. Here's going to be a penalty.
The Jackets are going to go short-handed as Darby Matson's going to go to the box.
Penalty number 6 on the Yellow Jackets, and again, in a 2-0 game, 2 in the third period, these are just momentum killers. That's 2 minutes now you've taken off. You're trying to rally by down 2 goals, and
checking is the call on Darby Matson at 4:08 of the third. 6th power play for Eau Claire. I mean, in a women's game, not used to seeing this many.
Yeah.
Shot off the face-off by Wagenbach from the blue line. Off the blocker of Anna Molson to the left corner. Coming out of the corner with it now. It's worked to the front of the net by Bullard. Ends up going to the right wing side. Jackets try to clear. Bullard holds. Now Swerhan trying to work that out of the zone. That's not going to go. Puck trickles in on net, and Molson decides to cover. And we're going to get a face-off here in Yellow Jacket territory. Minute 37 left in the power play for the Blue Golds. 15:29 to go here, third period. Eau Claire leading 2-0. Face-off controlled by Eau Claire. They poke it to the right wing corner. Yellow Jackets trying to work it out. Blue Golds get it out of the pile and take it to the left wing side. Halter stick handling in the left corner. Centering pass is tipped. Swerhan will pick it up and on the backhand play it all the way down the ice. Puck is free behind the Eau Claire net. Swerhan over skates. And now back the other way comes Eau Claire. Krumholtz up the left wing, picks up speed as she comes across the Yellow Jacket line. Knocked off the puck by Steiner. It comes around the boards. Bollinger, who's got both goals here tonight for Eau Claire, had it in the right wing corner. She loses it, but there to help out and pick it up is Anderson. Now up top, right point. Krumholtz, left point shot, gets through. The save is made. Penalty coming on the Yellow Jackets.
Coach,
going to be a lengthy 5-on-3 here for Eau Claire.
Yeah, Bree Slavin just shaking her head over there on the Yellow Jacket bench. I guess it's going to be Stacy Steiner that's going to go to the box here.
Power play number 7 for the Blue Golds, and their second 5-on-3.
This one 48 seconds long.
They scored on the previous 5-on-3.
That was the old switcheroo, as you called it, in that second period.
Interference the call here, so Jackets PK has its work cut out for him now. Krumholtz gives it up top for Hartmetz. Here comes the switch. Hartmetz this time goes to Bollinger right circle, back across. Exact same play, they just ran it off the other side. And that one didn't connect in the left circle. Hartmetz gives it to Krumholtz, back up top, Hartmetz. 20 seconds left in the 5-on-3.
They're going to do it again here.
Players switch. Now they're going to run it the other direction, except the shot's taken left circle this time. Save made. Rebound shot. Molson stops that, but not the second one. They score.
I couldn't tell who got it down there.
A lot of bodies in on the doorstep there.
I think they're going to give it to Maddie Hunter, if I'm guessing right, John. But Maddie Halter, excuse me, is going to get the goal.
Who's leading the celebration train? It is Halter, so we'll go with her.
And that 5-on-3 is just a killer for the Yellow Jackets. Now a 3-goal game. So 1:26 remaining on the penalty to Steiner. And again, just too many
penalties.
Yeah, too many penalties, too many blue and gold jerseys down low.
Time of that penalty, 5:55 of the third period.
And you just got to stay out of the box. We talked about that. been a consistent talking point all night, but the theme has not changed at all.
We'll wait for the announcement to get.
Halter. She got an assist from number 17, Quinn Hartsmetz. That's Halter.
So Hartmetz gets the lone assist on the goal by Halter. Power play goal for the Blue Golds. They lead 3-0. Wagenbach on the left wing. Has it taken away from her. Yellow Jackets clear. It's going to come all the way down. Icing waved off, but there clearly is no icing because they were shorthanded. Now from behind the net, the centering attempt by Garner is broken up. Sherling on the right wing. Wraps up with an Eau Claire player, then it's taken down. Matson goes down as well. Blue Golds back the other way. Shot taken from the left circle by Wiltz is stopped by Molson. Puck is loose behind the Yellow Jacket net. It comes to the right side. A sharp angle shot taken. Molson the save. Puck's loose at the top of the goal crease. And now we're going to get the whistle and the stoppage.
And Molson getting a little heated down there, it looks like.
She actually went after the player from Eau Claire and forgot about the puck.
There was a lot of traffic out in front of Anna Molson, who's played a good game here. But 24 saves and 27 shots, that usually enough to keep you in a game. But the Jackets with just 13 shots for the game now with 13 minutes to play. Just not enough offense and too many penalties.
23 seconds left in the minor. Penalty to Steiner. 13 minutes exactly to go here in the third period. A 3-0 lead for Eau Claire. Loose puck behind the Yellow Jacket net now. Picked up and taken to the right side by Hansen. Up top. Hartmetz at the right point. Mishandles. Puck stays in the zone. Swerhan in there was able to take out a player and got the puck out. And now to add insult to injury, it's an offside call on the Blue Golds with just 1 second left in the power play.
But again, the damage has been done here, John. 2 5-on-3s in the game.
They scored both times.
Yep, and that's now down by 3.
Wiltz for Eau Claire drives it into the Yellow Jacket zone behind the net. Matson rather. Spins away from trouble, then turns it over. Bollinger intercepts at the blue line and sends it back down low. It comes around to the left wing corner. Krumholtz there for Eau Claire. Passes it down low. Jackets intercept the centering pass. Parnell tips it over to the left wing for Matson, who turns that one over at center ice. The Blue Golds back on the attack. Halter, the most recent goal scorer for Eau Claire. On the right wing, passes it behind the Yellow Jacket net. Scrum behind the net. The Jackets had it, then lost it. Bollinger in the left wing corner. Sends it up top, high slot. A shot saved by Molson. She juggles the rebound, but then does cover up with Kira Bolt bearing down on her, looking for the loose puck. Face-off coming up here in the Yellow Jacket zone. 11:54 to play third period. Shots 28-13 Eau Claire, and they lead 3-0.
So by my count, John, for the last about almost 25 minutes, the Yellow Jackets have a total of 4 shots. Sound about right? I think that's,
Yeah, it's pretty close. It's pretty close.
Makes it awfully tough to come back in a 3-goal game.
Yellow Jackets had it for a moment. Drugas over skates. Now Eichen for Eau Claire, or Eakin rather, excuse me. Carries behind the Yellow Jacket net. Comes out the left side. Eakin. Pressured there by Hoops. Comes back up to the line. Garner able to break that play up, and the Jackets back the other way. Bouncing puck, however, taken by the Blue Golds. Wagenbach. Now she's relieved of the biscuit, and back the other way, Cora Coes up the right wing. Coes, right circle, takes the shot. She misses wide. Aram off the end boards. Kicks around the left side. Sherling wound up and had her shot blocked. Rewerts wound up, and that one hops her stick. Blue Golds come to center with it now, and Bullard will dump it in. 11 minutes remaining, third period, 3-0 Eau Claire. Loose puck in front of the Yellow Jacket net. Rewerts clears. Jackets Garner carries up the left wing. Garner now across the line, gets around one. Garner from the left wing tried to center. That's not going to go. And Eau Claire will flip that to neutral. For the Yellow Jackets, Carrick. Her pass out of the reach of Andriachi. Jackets tag up. Puck comes to the left wing boards. Booth over skates. And now Eau Claire back on the attack. Ellie Anderson sends that one down into the Yellow Jacket zone. Picked up left corner, Hansen. She pokes it back behind the net. Ellie Anderson for Eau Claire. Bumped off the play. Hansen for the Blue Golds to the left wing corner. She's wrapped up. In to help out, Carrick up the right wing for Hoops. Now for Emma Booth. It's going to go off her skates and come all the way down. Icing waved off. Booth from the right wing corner. Plays it up the boards for Hoops. Now back down low. Win Hartmetz to clear, not out. Marks with a shot from the right point, tipped in front. It goes over the top of the goal. Emma Booth behind the net for the Jackets. Tried to move it ahead, but that's not going to go. Hartmetz regaining control for Eau Claire, and she'll carry it up the right side. Goes around one. Across the red line, she goes to dump it in. Jackets break it up and send it back the other way. Icing waved off. Now behind the goal. It's picked up there and wrapped around the right wing by Bolt. Jackets able to break it up and hold the zone. In the high slot, Trinity Middle. Pushes it to the right corner. Eiley Dahl there for the Yellow Jackets. Now the puck comes behind the net. And the Blue Golds are going to clear it out to center. Krumholtz on the right wing, gets it on the backhand and plays it in. Comes around behind the Yellow Jacket net. Marks there now for the Yellow Jackets. Gives to Metzen behind the goal as we pass the 11-minute mark of the third period. 3-0 Eau Claire leading. From the neutral zone, it's driven back in. Jackets clear. Wiltz for the Blue Golds, dumps it back in. Darby Matson for the Jackets, up on the left wing for Olenek. She turns it over at the Eau Claire line. Blue Golds send it back ahead. Banholtz across the Yellow Jacket line, gets around Rewerts, but couldn't get it to the front of the net. Jackets try to clear it, puck stays in the zone. Now it pops to neutral ice, and Bryn McLean's got it here. McLean, the senior from Wilcox, Saskatchewan, walks it to the middle, takes the shot, it gets blocked. McLean gets it back. Throws it behind the net, but the Blue Golds are going to pick it off and come back on the attack. Lesh up the left wing, crosses the red line and dumps it in. Drugas circles the net, picks up the loose puck, fires it up the wing for McLean. Rink-wide feed broken up, Jackets get it back. Swerhan gets around one, picks up speed, she's taken down, and it's going to be a penalty on Eau Claire. As Kaylee Swerhan's speed did the trick there, the Jackets will go to the power play.
This is power play number 5, I believe, for UWS. Am I correct there, John?
You are correct, sir.
Well, it's pretty straightforward here for the Yellow Jackets. Got to win some draws in the offensive zone, get as many pucks on net as possible, and crash for rebounds. I mean, it's pretty straightforward here.
Yeah, that's pretty much everything.
Yeah, there really isn't much more strategy the Yellow Jackets can employ here. They've only got 2 shots in this period, and that's through 12 minutes of game time. So now's not the time to be too conservative. Now is the time to throw all caution in the wind and start getting as many pucks down low and toward the net as you possibly can. Pretty straightforward.
Well said.
Yeah,
well said, Coach. If you're a Yellow Jacket fan looking for great team gear, visit the official Yellow Jacket Sideline store and browse all the current styles of Yellow Jacket apparel and accessories, including the same gear the Yellow Jackets wear. Find the Yellow Jacket Sideline store at uwsyellowjackets.com/shop. You can find something like this.
Or like this.
Or like that. Your walking billboard for the Yellow Jacket Sideline store. uwsyellowjackets.com/shop. I get asked that all the time. Hey, where did you get that? Well, Sideline store, dude.
I actually checked in on that the other day, and actually there's some really nice stuff up there right now.
And they always have some kind of a deal going where you can get like 15% off orders of $75 or whatever it may be. So very, very cool.
Yeah, very cool.
Power play number 5 for the Yellow Jackets about to commence. 8 minutes to play here in the third. 3-0 Eau Claire. Blue Golds controlling it off the face-off. It gets past Cora Coes at the right point, and that's going to come out to neutral ice.
Another draw won by the Blue Golds. They've been doing that all night, John. We talked about that a little bit in the second period, but it seems like the Blue Golds are winning every key face-off now.
Yeah, they're at about a 60% clip right now in winning face-offs. You're going to do just fine if you can maintain that on the road. Garner through center into the Eau Claire zone, pulls up right side, feeds it up top, Coes. Now over to Sherling. Top of the left circle, fans on the pass, then gets knocked off the play. Coe's able to hold at the line. Garner with a one-timer from the right circle. That hits traffic in front and goes over the net. Swanson never saw that. And the Blue Golds will get that one and send it all the way down. Both teams are changing personnel here with 70 seconds left in the power play. Parnell up the right wing, throws a rink-wide feed to Emma Booth. It was behind Booth, who wasn't even facing where the puck was. She was still in her route, I guess.
Yeah, she was still trying to get wide, and the puck just came.
Yep, there it was.
Cross ice. Yeah.
Blue Golds will intercept that and send it all the way back down.
Feels like the Jackets have never really just gotten untracked in this game. The passing has been a little bit off, a lot of turnovers. Play through the neutral zone has been tough all night long.
Rewerts for the Yellow Jackets, carries up the left side.
And
Passes
again,
behind Swerhan. Swerhan's got it now, though. Slides it across. Jenna Hoops in front. She elects to slow it down. Up top for Parnell. Now back to Hoops. Hoops. I think she saw Andriachi lurking in the left circle. Wanted to feed it over there for the one-timer, but Eau Claire was able to break up the play and ice it. Now Parnell passes that one ahead. Swerhan 3-on-1 for the Jackets across the Eau Claire line. Out front, Andriachi gives it to Hoops. The shot and the save is made. Clearing attempt held in at the line. Shot, they score! Taylor Marks from the blue line picks off the errant pass, rifles it up top. Power play goal for the Yellow Jackets. It's 3-1.
Taylor Marks' second goal of the season. And it comes at a, well, I would say a key time, but any time would be good for the Yellow Jackets now. 6:04 remaining. They finally break through against Swanson. Made a really good save on that 3-on-1. A couple of them, in fact, and then the puck just came right back up. And a really nicely placed shot there by the freshman Marks.
I mean, I feel like the Jackets overpassed a little on the 3-on-1. You got in a little bit too tight, but at any rate, it ends up in the back of the net regardless. That's a big one for the Jackets.
For your Yellow Jackets on the power play, her second goal of the season, number 11, Taylor Marks. She got that goal unassisted.
Unassisted goal for Marks. Jackets on the attack again now. Shot by Garner left side of the net. The save made. And then Swanson will cover. And we're going to get a face-off here in the Eau Claire zone. So the Jackets with a little bit of a push here now, Matt, as they maybe have seized a little bit of momentum with that power play goal.
Well, I guess the saying goes, John, better late than never. 5:40 left. Still plenty of time.
Absolutely plenty of time.
See what they can put together now. That goal by Marks certainly has breathed some life into the game, and especially into the Yellow Jackets here. And we'll
Claire to clear the zone. Matson held it there, but a good job by the Blue Golds to poke it away, and back up ice they come. Across the Yellow Jacket line. Johansson tried to get to the front of the net. Yellow Jackets break that one up. Matson plays it ahead for Sherling. Anna Sherling on the left wing, gets across the red line. Stood up at the blue line, though, and couldn't get that one deep. Puck back to the Yellow Jacket blue line now. Over to the right wing for Coase. She flips it to the middle, and Anna Sherling is going to dump it in. Behind the goal now, Hansen for Eau Claire. Passes that one ahead on the right wing. Ellie Anderson had her pocket picked, and the Yellow Jackets push it deep.
And this is where that long change comes into play as well, John. You got to get out there and try to get that forecheck going a little bit, maybe create some havoc in the Eau Claire zone. But like I said, the Yellow Jackets had the long change in this third period.
Under 5 minutes to play here in the third. 3-1, Eau Claire's got the lead.
And those are those little things that can make a difference as well down the stretch of a game. We've talked about that in the past. Nevertheless, the Jackets right now pushing Eau Claire deep a little bit here. Last couple minutes after the goal by Marks.
Face-off controlled here by Eau Claire. They clear. It's out of the reach of Krumholtz and comes all the way down. It'll be icing with 4:37 to go here in the third period.
I can see them start winning some of these offensive zone draws as well, John. They've lost a few here. See if they can get this one. Jenna Hoop's going to take the draw for UWS.
From the right circle, the shot broken up in traffic, ends up left corner. Blue Golds come out with it here and move it to center. Krumholtz on the backhand, dumps it in. Now Krumholtz has it for Eau Claire, works it into the high slot. That's going to get broken up. Jenna Hoops back the other way, dances around one and feeds Booth, and she'll dump it in. End of the shift for her, so she just fired it off and skated off. Yellow Jackets changing as the Blue Golds clear it to center.
Spacing was around the outlet anyway, so yeah, they needed a change on that one.
And the Blue Golds will ice it. So the Yellow Jackets are going to get a face-off in the offensive zone with 3:55 remaining.
I mean, McLean, Swearhun, and Parnell, and now it looks like the Yellow Jackets might take a timeout here.
Yeah, I was wondering if they were going to take the timeout here.
See what Coach Simon can draw up
some
here.
Strategy.
Yeah.
And I would imagine with 3:55 to go, I don't know if you want to yank your goaltender yet, but I would imagine you're probably in about that a minute or so. You're going to want to get Molson out for an extra attacker.
Say a minute, maybe minute and a half at the most.
The tricky part, you've had a hard time sustaining forecheck tonight.
Yeah, hard time.
So you get your goalie out, great. You get that extra attacker on, but if you can't sustain the forecheck with the extra attacker, then you have 24 square feet of wide open net at the other end.
And Yellow Jackets have also struggled getting the puck in deep at times tonight, so that's another consideration here because Eau Claire has spent a lot of the game disrupting passing plays, especially through the neutral zone. And of course, the key to being able to maintain that extra attacker is to get the puck in deep and then be able to lock it into that end of the ice so that you can get that extra attacker on. And so there are a couple of considerations here. But Coach Simon very, very animated in the huddle over there right now.
Saying we got to get it deep and keep it down there, everybody.
Yep.
3:55 remaining here. Anna Molson will stay at the bench, so
rolling the dice early here.
Eau Claire's going to call a timeout. All right, it's like basketball here.
I'm used to this, John. I see this a lot.
Doesn't matter if the lead is 2 or 22.
No, yeah.
We're using all our timeouts.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite statements that late softball coach Roger Plechta used the one time. If I ever have 2 minutes to live, I hope it's at a basketball game because the final 2 minutes takes 2 hours.
Sometimes they call them on a gamesmanship basis too. I've been around long enough to know that they'll, especially if one coach feels like the other one is calling the timeouts just to try to delay the inevitable as much as possible. Then I know plenty of coaches who've done that over the years. It's actually kind of comical because you can pick it out pretty easily.
Right.
Yeah, but
well, you'll see the coach kind of give the look like,
"Yep,
you're calling a timeout right now." All right.
Yep, exactly.
I see yours and raise you.
Yeah, I raised you another one. Yeah, I'm going to call my 30 just to do it here.
So Molson goes back to the net here now.
So a little bit of a chess match here now. These last 3 minutes and 55 seconds, apparently.
I originally thought Molson was going to stay at the bench, but I think the Jackets want to see if they could win the faceoff, and it's Eau Claire who wins the draw. They send it all the way down. They're going to negate the icing as winning the race to the puck was Lesh. She'll center from behind the Yellow Jacket net. That's not going to go. Bullard in the right corner. Watched there by Hoops. Loose behind the Yellow Jacket net. The Blue Golds come out with it here. Bandholz works it all the way into the slot. Dishes it off now. Shot taken from the right circle by Hartmetz is going to be swallowed up by Molson. She'll hold on. And we're going to get a face-off here.
I will say this
in the Yellow Jacket zone. Sorry, Matt.
No, it's okay. Hannah Molson's rebound control has been pretty darn good tonight, John. I was about to say she.
And honestly, I was looking at the clock here as the clock stopped. The Jackets have defended well enough tonight to win.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
They just haven't been able to generate anything offensively.
No, I mean, 5-on-5, they've been fine, I think, for the most part. But all those power plays.
Behind the Yellow Jacket net now, it's Johansson centering it into the slot. Jackets are able to break that one up. Johansson gets it back in the right circle. Parnell knocks it away from her. They tie up along the half boards. Centering attempt from the right wing. That's not going to go. And that's going to be played up now and cleared to neutral ice. At the Eau Claire blue line as we pass the 17-minute mark of the third period, 3-1 Eau Claire. Rewerts from center goes to dump it in. Knocked down with the glove by Merwald. Blue Golds to clear, but not out. Finally, it is going to be cleared out to neutral ice. McLean for the Yellow Jackets rotates it to the right side. Madsen, her pass intercepted. And Ava Johansson's going to play it all the way down, but Drugas gets the puck first. Now she's got it taken away from her. Bounces off a checker. Parnell picks up the loose puck, feeds it to Booth on the left wing. Booth now across the red line, plays it in, but doesn't get it deep. And the Blue Golds play it right back out. Making it easy on them when they don't have to chase it all the way to the end boards.
Yeah, you just got to send it in and just crash in and try to get something going forward because you got to get Molson out of the goal. You got 2 minutes to make up 2 goals here.
Booth with a shot that got blocked. Hoop picks it up. That one gets blocked as well. And Eau Claire will take it back the other way. Krumholtz here. Dumps that one in. Crowd asking or yelling, pull the goalie, but you really haven't had an opportunity. You got to get it deep and sustain something first.
I was going to say, there really hasn't been a chance here.
Gets past Andriacci at the right point and comes back out to neutral ice. That's going to be sent all the way down. It'll be icing, and now Molson's going to come out of the net. She has to.
Yeah, we'll see what the extra tacker is here for the Yellow Jackets now.
But I understand the frustration from the fans here saying you got to get the goalie out. You
never got in deep, though.
Why aren't you? Yeah. But when you're not sustaining your forecheck, why aren't you pulling her now? Well, you got to try to win the faceoff, I guess, maybe is the thinking. Blue Golds win the faceoff. They go to clear. It's going to come all the way back down to the Yellow Jacket blue line. 90 seconds to play as Rewert sends it up the left wing. Garner had it go off her stick, and Eau Claire will dump it back in. Sticked away by Molson. Now Rewerts circles back behind her net. She's going to rifle that one ahead on the left wing. Garner's going to win the race to the puck. Picked up along the end board by Garner. Now Molson will break for the bench. Extra attacker coming on. Extra attacker slow getting on there. But there's an extra attacker on. Empty net for the Yellow Jackets with under a minute to play. The Blue Golds will clear that one out to center. Yellow Jackets break it up. Drugas will dump it back in. Booth on pursuit of the forecheck falls down. The puck's loose behind the Eau Claire goal. Centering pass comes right up the slot. Picked off there. Cleared ahead by Johansson. Jackets break it up. Parnell holds the zone and sends it down to the left wing corner. 35 seconds to play. Now it's picked up here and sent back the other direction. It's going to come all the way down, and that's going to be icing on Eau Claire. 28.1 seconds left in this one. Face off to the left of Swanson. Controlled here by the Yellow Jackets. Swerhan works it down to the corner. Now it comes up to the right point. Drugas able to hold, pushes it to the middle. Blue Golds break that one up. And that's going to get up on end and come all the way down. And narrowly an icing call. As Adrian Hansen with the long stride nearly negated the icing. But Darby Mattson wins the race to the puck. And we'll go to face off in the Eau Claire zone with 13 seconds to go. Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto.
Sticks here for you.
Rewerts on the right, has it chopped past her. Icing is going to be waved off, and that's going to do it. As Marks picks it up behind the net, final seconds will tick away. And the buzzer will sound, bringing this one to a close. Final score here tonight. Eau Claire defeats the Yellow Jackets 3-1. We'll take a timeout and come back with the postgame show sponsored by Synovus Energy right after this. This is Yellow Jacket Hockey on 91.3 KUWS Superior and Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the WIAC Network. We're back here at Westman Arena. It's the post-game show sponsored by Synovus Energy, and it comes on the heels of a Yellow Jacket 3-1 loss tonight to UW-Eau Claire. And for the Yellow Jackets now, that is four consecutive losses against ranked teams, 4 consecutive losses in WIAC play. And, Matt, that kind of puts them up against it here now because they still have 12 points available in the standings, which if they sweep the last 4 games would put them at 15 and put them in a better position to potentially jump into that number 3 spot, but they're not making it easy on themselves.
No, and the schedule makers didn't make it any easier on them either, to be perfectly honest with you. I mean, 4 games in a row against ranked teams after a 5-game winning streak, 3 of them against a team that was ranked number 1 in the country at one point and is right now ranked number 2. That's a pretty tough bit of scheduling. Eau Claire ranked number 14, I think, right now in the poll, at least the USAHO.com D3 poll. But, yeah, a very tough stretch here for the Yellow Jackets. Never really felt like they got going in any kind of meaningful way here tonight. It just felt like, whatever they tried to do as far as breaking out of the zone, there were a lot of passes that were missed, a lot of turnovers in the neutral zone. Never really got in deep all that much in the game. The one goal they did score was on a power play. But this was a special teams game tonight.
Yep.
And whenever you play a team like Eau Claire that is as well-schooled as they are, both on the power play and on the penalty kill, it's going to be tough when you play a team that really specializes in those areas, and Eau Claire always has.
They come into the game and they're over 26% on the power play. They're over 90% on the penalty kill. You don't want to get into that kind of a game with them.
No, absolutely not.
I think that it killed the Yellow Jackets, that number 1. They gave up that early goal. Number 2, they got into a special teams battle. And number 3, they did not do what they needed to do to generate the offense that Coach Bree Simon talked about in the pregame. She needed more shots, and she didn't get them.
Yeah, she did. And unfortunately, the Yellow Jackets got behind like they did against UW River Falls. This time it was 123 instead of 111. But, again, they were up against it basically from the start. That was the 1 5-on-5 goal they gave up all night long. So they played well defensively for the most part. Anna Molson was solid in goal. But, again, at the end of the day, just too many mistakes, too many penalty kills to have to try to kill off against a team like Eau Claire that, like you said, they scored more than 1 in 4 chances and a couple of 5-on-3s. 2 of those 3 goals come on 5-on-3s. You just can't have that against a team like Eau Claire and expect to win.
Let's jump into the post-game summary. A minute, 23 seconds in, Eau Claire opens the scoring. Kind of a miscommunication by the Yellow Jackets here, I think, as Anna Molson came out to play the puck and put it behind the net. Unfortunately, she put it right on the tape of an Eau Claire player, and by the time she could scramble back into the crease, it was already behind her and the goal light was on.
And Lauren Ballinger scores the first of her 2 goals in the game, and it's a big, not the game winner, but one of her 2 goals. She ends up getting the game winner later on, as we'll talk about. But, it was just kind of a lack of focus, I think, at the start here from the Yellow Jackets off the opening face-off. I mean, we're just a minute into the game, and I don't think, like you said, Anna Molson really expected there to be an Eau Claire player behind the net at that point. Unfortunately, she turns it over, and that leaves Ballinger wide open out in front. She scores with the first of her 2 goals on the game.
5th of the year for Ballinger. Krumholtz and Wagenbach got the assist. 1-0 Eau Claire at that point. They kind of sustained the pressure. They sustained everything for the bulk of that first period. And then in the final couple of minutes, the Yellow Jackets found their footing.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, the shots were 9-2 at one point, and going into those last 2 minutes of the opening period, finally the Yellow Jackets were able to get some things going. Had 4 really good looks at the end of the period. Actually, 3 really good looks at the end of the period. Tegan Swanson up to the task of stopping the pucks for the Blue Golds in the back. But if the Yellow Jackets, I think if they would have been able to pop that goal at the end of the first period or pop a goal on that sequence, especially Gabby Andriacci's follow-up shot off that attempt from Jenna Hoops, I think that maybe would have made it a different game. But Swanson up to the task, makes the save, and we end up 1-0 after 1.
Shots on goal in the first period favoring Eau Claire at 9-6. In the second period, Jackets came out and, nice little start to the period. Had a couple really good opportunities early, making sure that they had to be on their toes defensively and pushing Eau Claire a little bit then. Penalties came and derailed everything.
Exactly. That was really kind of, I think, where the game was lost right there for the Yellow Jackets was in that first 5 minutes of the second period. After those first 5 minutes, I should say, Jackets came out, carried over the momentum from the end of the first period. We were able to get some really good looks. Swanson, again, up to the task of keeping the puck out, but the Yellow Jackets had a little bit of a territorial advantage there for about the first 5 minutes of that middle period. But then as the game wore on, the penalties started to creep up, and that really took the wind out of the Yellow Jackets' sails.
Yeah, and they took penalties back-to-back in the middle stages of that second period. Eau Claire made him pay Ballinger with her second of the season, or game, 6th of the year on the power play. Hartmett's Krumholtz the assist, 2-0.
Yeah, 5-on-3. I mean, 2 straight penalties. There was 39 seconds, actually, of a 5-on-3 that they had that they could use there, and it didn't take them that long.
Right.
But they pulled that first switcheroo where they moved the point players and the wing players off to the opposite side, and it was beautifully designed play, and Ballinger with her second goal ended up being the game winner to make it 2-0 at that point. And then from there, the game got again, a little bit bogged down, more penalties. It continued into the third period because it was 2-0 after 2, and then they got that third goal in the third. It was pretty much lights out from there.
That was at 7:26 of the second period. Stayed that way through the end of the frame, 2-0 Eau Claire. Shots in the second period, Eau Claire had 12, for a two-period total of 21. Yellow Jackets had 5 for a two-period total of 11. Third period, Eau Claire came out, kind of stayed doing what they were doing. Yellow Jackets taking back-to-back penalties again. Eau Claire makes them pay on the
Yeah, another extended 5-on-3, and next thing you know, it's in the back of the net again. It was not Ballinger this time that scored the goal, but it was Megan Halter, I believe. Maddie Halter, excuse me, who gets the third goal. And from there, I mean, the task was really tall. The Yellow Jackets only had 13 shots on goal for the game at that point, and you're beginning to think this could be a shutout in the works here for Eau Claire.
Yeah, Halter scoring the power play goal, her fourth. Hartmett's got the assist. That was at 5:55 the third period, and it was a 3-0 lead at that point for Eau Claire. The Yellow Jackets finally able to break through at 13:53 on the power play. I thought they got maybe a little too pretty, a little too much passing on the initial rush, but then Taylor Marks, following the play, blasts home the unassisted.
Yeah, the freshman on the backside of that 3-on-1 where the Jackets got a little bit, like you said, clogged up, especially in the middle and on the outside on that 3-on-1 when they came in. Swanson made the initial saves on that one, popped back up to the point, though, and Taylor Marks, give her credit. She stuck with it. Nice shot, able to find the back of the net, and finally broke up the shutout and brought it within 3-1.
Second of the year for Taylor Marks, made it 3-1. That was really loud. That was at 13:53 of the third period. That's as close as the Jackets would get, though. They were able to get Anna Molson out of the net for the extra attacker late in the period, but they weren't able to generate anything further off of that, and it ends up being a 3-1 final. Shots on goal in the third period, Eau Claire had 8 for a game total of 29. The Yellow Jackets just 5 for a game total of 16. Penalties in the game, the Jackets taking 7 penalties for 14 minutes. Eau Claire took 5 penalties for 10 minutes on the power play. Jackets go 1 for 5. Eau Claire 2 for 7. 15 shots on net on the power play. So half of their shots generated tonight came on the power play.
And again, that just shows you what kind of special teams games it really was. The Jackets were pretty good 5-on-5. There just wasn't a lot of 5-on-5 to be played tonight, especially over the last 2 periods. And again, I mean, we can keep on harping on it. That ends up being a real killer when you're playing a top 15 ranked team in the country when you're in the penalty box that much.
Tegan Swanson finishing the game with 15 saves in net for UW-Eau Claire. Her record now improving to 8-2-0 on the season. At the other end, Anna Molson, 26 saves for the Yellow Jackets. Her record stands at 3-5-1. UW-Eau Claire now with the victory, improving to 15-6 on the season, 7-1 in the WIAC. Yellow Jackets falling under 500 now, 9-10-2 overall, and 1-7-0 in the WIAC. 3-1 victory here for UW-Eau Claire tonight. We'll take one more break, come back and wrap it up from Westman Arena right after this. This is Yellow Jacket Hockey on 91.3 KUWS Superior and Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the WIAC Network. Post-game show sponsored by Synovus Energy comes after the Yellow Jackets fall to UW-Eau Claire 3-1, fourth consecutive loss for the Yellow Jacket women's hockey team. And time now for our post-game show 3-star selection. And I know you've been struggling a little bit.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot.
So what do you got?
There wasn't a lot of bright spots for the Yellow Jackets tonight across the board. I mean, it was a very tough game for them. They really didn't get, like I said, their feet under them. We've talked about this before. Passing lanes through the neutral zone were clogged up. There weren't a lot of even shooting lanes. A lot of shots got blocked tonight. Just didn't get enough pucks in deep. But I will give the number 3 star to UWS's Taylor Marks, the freshman scoring her second goal of the season, second goal of her Yellow Jacket career. So congratulations to her. And it did give the Yellow Jackets a bit of a lift. Unfortunately, there wasn't enough time for them to really get their footing under them at that point. There's only 6 minutes and change left when she scored it. But I will give it to the freshman Taylor Marks for getting her second goal of the season.
Yeah, I can't poke a hole in that.
Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah, and then I'm going to give my second star. I'm going to go with Tegan Swanson, the netminder for Eau Claire. She didn't have a lot to do, but she made some big saves when she needed to, especially at the end of that first period, early in the second period. She also made a couple of dandy saves when the Yellow Jackets did have a little bit of life. On that 3-on-1, she made a couple of stops on that. Didn't have, like I said, a lot of action tonight, but she made the saves she needed to make. And she's one of the reasons why this Eau Claire team is ranked. You know, she's their lead goalkeeper, and you can see why. She made some really good stops in that one. So Tegan Swanson, your number 2 star, and your number 1 star, pretty obvious, I think, on this one, Lauren Ballinger, scoring 2 goals in the game, including the game winner. She really set the tone early with that first goal, off the turnover by the Yellow Jackets, and then that second power play goal was a thing of beauty. I mean, it was frustrating for the Yellow Jackets because it was on a 5-on-3 after UWS took 2 straight penalties, but it was
pretty to watch.
Yeah, it was a pretty play. That switcheroo that they made, and then they tried it a couple different times also on the second 5-on-3. Didn't work out as well the second time, but that first time they dialed up perfectly. Yellow Jackets weren't expecting it. It didn't look like, and then, like I said, Ballinger, 2 goals, including the game winner. She's the number 1 star for the night here.
Our next Yellow Jacket women's hockey broadcast will come your way, question mark. We're not sure. It all depends on how the playoffs shake out and everything. But as of right now, this is the final home game of the regular season. So this will be our final broadcast here for the women's hockey regular season. Playoffs will be pending. UWSYellowJackets.com is the website, and you can get all the up-to-the-minute scheduling information there. Next sports broadcast coming your way tomorrow evening. From the Mertz, Yellow Jacket basketball with the big sound on lead vocals. 5:30 tip for the men against Northwestern. 5:15 pregame show. Women against Northwestern to follow at about 7:15, 7:30, 7:45, somewhere
in that range.
Ballpark. So big games, as we mentioned in the intermission, big games for the basketball teams tomorrow.
Yeah, big games tomorrow. It's a busy week. There's a lot going on right now. We've got 3 teams that are fighting for playoff berths. Actually, 4 teams if you count the Yellow Jacket women, of course. The team we just saw, unfortunately, here tonight lose to Eau Claire. But yeah, there's a lot happening this week. There's plenty of home games also to go and see. Yellow Jacket men's and women's basketball teams will be at home both tomorrow and on Saturday. I know the men's hockey team has some games. They'll be on the road, but they'll also be on the air this coming weekend for a pair of games down at the Finetti Community Center in Menominee. So there's going to be plenty to listen to and also watch on both 91.3 FM and on Yellow Jacket TV. But those games tomorrow are big ones. So hopefully the Yellow Jackets can come through with a couple of victories or at least a couple of big performances and set themselves up for what is a very big week for them.
We want to thank Regi Hahn, the Gus Bus, and Tom Hansen for getting us on the air back in the studio at 91.3. We want to thank Bradley Lillis, who was our production engineer here with Yellow Jacket TV right here at Westman Arena. For all of those people and for the big sound, Matt Johnson, I am John Garver saying so long from Westman Arena. Final score here again tonight. The Yellow Jacket women's hockey team falling to UW-Eau Claire by a final of 3-1. Thank you for tuning us in on this Tuesday night. We look forward to having you again for another broadcast on KUWS and Yellow Jacket TV in the future. Good night from Superior, Wisconsin.
Let's put our stamp on this region. All right, let's do it emphatically.